Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Special Magistrate hearing for May 12, 2026. If you wish to speak at today's hearing, please stand. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing? Thank you. You may be seated and silence all electronic devices.
Good morning, everyone. Our first case, page 25, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick. Case number CE 26020421, case address 2901 Northeast 51st Street, owner M.A. Prosper Investments, LLC, posted at property 42826, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Good morning, everyone. It's Kendrick with this Inspector Kendrick with the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case and address as read. This case was first cited by Senior Inspector Bernstein on 2/13/2026 for the following violation. Violation 18-1 has complied. However, there is a vessel spilling oil outbound called Thomas Bahama at this RMM 25 zone property. It's creating a public nuisance in a manner and such that the property may reasonably threaten or endanger the public health, safety, and welfare, or may adversely affect and impair the economy, welfare, and adjacent properties. This case will be brought to Special Magistrate to request the imposition of fines up to $15,000 for irreparable and irreversible violation. The city is requesting fines to be imposed up to $15,000.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. State your name for the record, please. Okay. Are you the owner of the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You need to turn your mic on. Press the button. There you go.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Moser Bustamante.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to say?
Okay. So, first of all, I don't really understand why I'm here when I'm trying, answering for something that I didn't do. That property is rented. There's a tenant there. It came to my attention through Officer Hendrick. That is my responsibility, and that's why I'm here.
Your tenant is your responsibility. So if your
Right.
tenant commits a violation, it becomes your issue if you're the owner of the property.
So, if he does commit a crime in the property, I'm going to be answering for the crime as well?
Well, I don't want to use the word crime because that's a criminal matter. But civil matter, yes. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it works.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that he's right. I see the oil in the water.
Right.
And he's doing something wrong. I agree with that. I just don't agree that for being here, he's trying to answer for something that I didn't do.
It's very common. If you have a tenant and there's a code violation, it's your problem, regardless of the fact that the tenant committed it. Is this a one-time incident?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have a recommended fine amount?
The fine can be imposed up to $15,000. So Special Magistrate is up to you.
Okay.
Typically, Your Honor, I don't have a mic, but I can talk loud. There's environmental impact, obviously, to the, thank you. Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. There's an environmental impact, obviously, to the city waterways, having the fuel spill, which is, taken quite seriously by the city. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to impose a fine of $1,000. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 44, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 25070331, case address 801 Southwest 27th Avenue, owner Words Create World, LLC. This case was first heard 12/11/25 to comply by 2/26/26. One section complied at $100 per day, $5,500 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, good morning. Thomas Pruitt.
Okay. Are you the owner of the property?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Good morning. Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. This case was first heard on December 11th, 2025. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct violations at this property by February 26th, 2026. 6 violations at this property were brought into compliance before the due date. However, 1 violation was not brought into compliance until April 22nd, 26. This case was non-compliant for 55 days with a fee of $100 per day for a total of $5,500 currently due. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines in the amount of $5,500.
Yes, sir.
So I've owned the property for 16 years.
Okay.
And I'm always happy to comply. And it was, tenant just began their lease in March of 2025. So there was a transitionary period. Obviously, they had a lot of excess baggage, so to speak, which was the outdoor storage. Everything that was in my reason to deal with, I took care of, and Pat would probably contest to that. And under that note, if there was anything I was able to do from this outdoor storage that they had laying around within my capacity without breaking the law, I would have done it.
Okay. I'm going to find that the violation did exist. The fine is the city is looking for is $5,000. I'm going to reduce it to $1,000. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case, page 40, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 2411-0006, case address RMR Street, owner C Club Ocean Resort Hotel, Inc. This case was first heard 6/10/25 to comply by 9/9/25. There is 1 suspension from 11/19/25 to 4/30/26. 1 section not complied at $100 per day, $7,100 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Good morning.
Sir. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Good morning. I'm Michael Mann. I'm the general manager of the Sea Club Ocean Resort.
Okay.
Good morning, Inspector Del Grasso for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The case and address are as read. Your Honor, this case was opened in November of 2024 regarding several issues that have all been complied. The last was the parking lot for 2 parcels, Ormar Street and the other case, companion case with that. And despite many delays, the general manager, Mr. Mann, he worked diligently. He communicated with me all throughout the process to come into compliance. And there are now outstanding fines because it took some time after the permit was issued in order to pave the 2 parking lots, but that was really not a result of any delay by management.
Okay. It sounds to me like you're suggesting that the fine be reduced substantially.
The city would have no objection to that.
I'm going to impose a fine of $500.
Excuse me?
Go ahead if you have something you want to say.
Yes. My name is Michael Mann. As I said, I'm the 23 years general manager of the Sea Club Resort. The Sea Club Resort is the old Jolly Roger Hotel on the beach. It's 99 rooms. Mrs. Paulette Del Grosso gave us a list, really, and we complied with everything. But the city insisted that we will resurface the parking with a permit. We applied for the permit in March 31st, 2025, and I have all the documents here to back it up. And the city gave us a number BLD BSIP 25030037. Then the city revoked that number and gave us a new number, BLD GEN 250300829. And then at that point, we saw that we are not moving anywhere because the contractor went to the archive. He was sent to the archive, and they could not find the microfilm since we're talking about the parking that was done in 1951. And we were not asked to demolish the parking, just to resurface it, to fill up the holes, to put a new sealer, to restrap it, and to put stop signs in the exits.
So what are you asking for?
So, if you let me just finish, I involved the Vice Mayor, Steve Glassman, who recruited Christopher Cooper from the city manager's office. Mr. Christopher Cooper really worked hard on it and went again to the archive. They could not find those drawings. In the eventually, we found somewhere in our basement a box, and we found there the drawings and the script. I gave it to Mr. Cooper, I gave it to the city, and finally the permit was approved in October 7, 2025. That means that the city lost 7 months here by not finding the drawings. This permit was closed in January 5, 2026. Nobody has complained. The city agrees that everything was done. In summary, what I'm asking to waive the penalty completely and to remove also the hard cost. Both of them I'm asking to do.
What's the city's administrative cost in this?
The administrative costs are $755.
I'm going to impose the administrative cost, waive the fine. Thank you, sir.
$755
Yeah,
will be?
I'm going to impose the administrative cost. I'm going to waive the fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 14, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 26030434, case address 2625 Sugarloaf Lane, owner Janet Ann Nagorski, posted at property 43026, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Janet Nagorski.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 2603044 for the property located at 2625 Sugarloaf Lane. The case was first cited on March 10, 2026 for the following violations. 18-12A, there's overgrowth on this property and it's swale. This is a recurring violation. Refer to case number CE 230107579. This case will be presented to the special magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether or not the violation complies prior to the hearing date. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 5 and the violation remained. The city is seeking a compliance deadline of 15 days or a fine of $100 per day per violation to run thereafter.
Yes, ma'am.
I have complied, but I haven't contacted Mr. Fletcher yet to come re-inspect.
Okay.
So,
Are you sure that you're in compliance? Because he's asking only 15 days. If he goes out there and he determines that it's not in compliance, you're not going to have much time to react to that.
I think so.
Why don't we do 28 days?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to find the violation exists. The respondent will be given 28 days to come into compliance, which would be June 9th, or face fine of $100 a day. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 40. Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 24110064, case address 3100 Belmar Street, owner C Club Ocean Resort Hotel, Inc. This case was first heard 6/10/25 to comply by 9/9/25. One suspension from 11/19/25 to 4/30/26. One section complied at $100 per day for a total of $7,100, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Okay. Are the facts different in this case?
No, this is the companion case. It's the other parcel to the parking lot. So it's the same amount of...
It's essentially the same set of facts, right?
Correct.
It's the same case. Actually.
Yeah, okay. Is it because there's two folios?
Yes.
All right, I've already imposed $750 administrative costs for that, so I'm going to waive fines and administrative costs here, since the two cases are basically the same case.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So it's just a one-time administration?
One time, yeah, $750.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
755.
I'm sorry? Yeah, but 755 is the administrative cost, but I'm waiving those.
In the second case.
You've got two cases that are essentially the
That
same,
one,
side
you
by
waived
side,
that
so
one.
I imposed it for the one time, and I'm going to waive it for the other.
Our next case, page 50, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 25040906, case address 2201 Northwest 6th Street, owner West Sistrunk Plaza, LLC. This case was first heard 7/24/25 to comply by 12/11/25. There's one suspension from 1/29/26 to 4/30/26. Two sections complied at $100 per day, $8,000 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Good morning, sir. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Al Lewis,
Okay.
Name, case, and address as read. At the special magistrate hearing on 1/29/2026 hearing, Special Magistrate Flynn granted a 91-day extension. Violation 47, TAC 21.9M, complied on 4/29/2026, being out of compliance for 135 days. Property was posted on 4/22/2026. As of today's date, all violations are complied. The city is requesting a full imposition of fines.
Yes, sir.
yes, I'm supposed to have CRA here with my contractor, but neither of them have showed up right now. We're working through CRA, and they are issuing funds for us to start construction. Hopefully this month here we're supposed to start, but neither one of them has showed up. But permits have been filed. Permits have been filed. Oh, excuse the coughing. It's just a little COP diagnosis, but. The permits have been filed, but we just having a problem with resubmitting.
Yeah, my understanding, though, is you're in compliance.
Yes.
But there's an outstanding fine of, it looks like $8,000. So
Yes.
the cases are complied. They're asking me to impose the fine.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to do. There's an amnesty program. That
I filed for it already.
Okay, all right.
I filed for that already.
Okay.
I tried to speak to Mr. Johnson, but the city is trying to help me with this thing, but my funds living off Social Security is really.
Well, I'm going to impose the fine, and have you made the application already to the amnesty program?
Yes.
Okay, you can go that route.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Our next case, page 29, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 26030232, case address 2120 Southwest 28th Way, owner 2120 Southwest 28th Way, LLC. This case was first cited 3/5/26 to comply by 3/5/26. One section complied at $250 per day for a total of $250. Appeal deadline was 3/20/26. City is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Morning, sir. State your name for the record, please.
Chet Persad. Senior Code Officer Robert Kroc, presenting on behalf of the city. Case number and case address as read. This property was first inspected on 03/05/2026 with the following violations observed. For violation 17-710A, there's non-amplified noise coming from the residential property that's plainly audible 25 feet from the property line. This violation is considered transient in nature and thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty of $250. I arrived at the subject property in reference to a complaint of loud noise. I took a 1-minute video 25 feet from the property line where non-amplified noise was plainly audible.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I did speak to the code officer when he arrived to the property at about 11:31. I reached out to the guests and I asked them if they were outside making noise. And I was also on my way because he said I had to report within an hour as I'm the property manager. About 14 minutes later, we spoke again. He said that the noise was gone and I no longer needed to report. But we do have video recordings of the property because part of the communication I had with him was confirming the noise and the source of the noise, which he said were people playing pickleball or tennis on the tennis court during the actual noise that was generated. So we pulled video footage of the property a few minutes before his arrival till a few minutes after, but we're not seeing any source of noise. I know the junction.
What about the video?
Well, that's a junction of about 3 houses in the area. He's aiming it at our house, but I can show you there's nobody there. So it could be coming from another home. It could. He walked up to the front door to post the notice. I don't know if he saw anybody in the yard, because he confirmed with me by text that it was people playing pickleball or tennis.
You want to respond? Yeah. So there were guys out there. This was during spring break. They were in the garage area when that video was taken. The reason why you can't see them and there's foliage everywhere is because he's right. There's all properties right there, and I have to be on the public right away.
You saw them on his
Yes,
property?
I can see them on the property. We visually made sure that there was people
They
there.
were the people that were making the noise?
Yes. There was no one else in there, and that's the vacation rental.
Okay, you want to play?
Yeah, absolutely. I could give it. It'll be the larger video. So this was it's 3 minutes. We sped it up a little bit because it's about a 10-minute video. And
They
then
were in the garage, I thought.
Well, I have text message confirming from the code officer that it was them playing tennis and
You
pickleball.
just told me, though, that they were in the garage.
So the complaint was for them being on the tennis courts and playing. Whether or not they're actually playing there, I could see them in the garage when I was there, and they were making that noise. That noise I was able to visually observe. The reason why you don't see it in the video
It's
is
kind of irrelevant whether they're playing pickleball or not. I mean, if he sees them there in the garage and hears them, I know what you're showing me is a video showing that they're not playing pickleball, but I think it's counter to what he's telling me that he saw them physically in the garage.
Well, he told me that he saw them playing pickleball and tennis, and I have text messages confirming that, images of the text
Did you see
messages.
him play pickleball?
I didn't see them play pickleball, but I heard them with the noise, and I saw them in the garage in the area making the noise at the property.
That's not what I was told by text. So I actually have the text messages showing that because had that been
I've
the
got
case,
a video, though, what about the video with the noise on it?
I can't see
I think
anybody
it's your
making
argument that it's, here's what I got.
Yeah.
I got a video that seems to indicate that the noise level were exceeded.
But my
He's
thing is-
testifying that he saw them on your property in the garage, okay, making that noise. So I'm going to impose the fine.
But could I ask?
Sure.
If I was on my way and he told me not to come and he told me that they were playing pickleball, which is the cause of the noise, but this is the first time I'm hearing that it was people in the garage because I spoke to him on the phone and I texted him and I would have evicted the guest. My goal, make sure the neighbors are happy. I know we've had complaints in the past because there's 3 houses in that area. I can't see anybody making noise. I hear you're saying he's testifying, but based on what he told me and the screenshots I have of our conversation and the fact that I was en route to the house tells me a different story.
Okay.
So
I mean, I understand your testimony, but I actually don't. I mean, I find him to be a credible witness, and I'm going to impose the fine. Thank you.
Our next case, page 50, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 2501-0088, case address 1920 Northwest 9th Street, owner Katana 1920 LLC. This case was first heard at 7/24/25 to comply by 11/19/25. One suspension from 12/11/25 to 4/30/26. 2 sections not complied at $150 per day, $10,200 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
Morning, sir. State your name for the record.
Ronald Lopez, the owner of the property.
Okay.
Name, case, and address as read at the special magistrate hearing on 12/11/2025. Special Magistrate Flynn granted 140 days extension. Property was posted on 4/22/2026. A pre-hearing inspection was done on 5/4/2026, and the property remained in violation. The city is requesting a full imposition of fines which continue to accrue, and a representative is here from the property.
Yes, sir.
I'm requesting an extension for correction of the violations and a waiving of the fees, and that this was an existing condition to the property when we acquired it. We're currently undergoing a significant renovation to the property, and where the violation notes ground covering and/or issues with the facade, we are addressing those, but they're being done in order. For example, we're doing a complete...
When did you acquire the property?
In 2025.
Okay. You mean you were the owners of the...
December 2024.
Yeah, sorry.
So you guys were the owner of the property when this was cited?
Yes, but it was correct. It was part of the condition of the property when we acquired it.
Yeah, but you were the owner of the property, and you were given a period of time to correct it, right?
Yes, we're doing
Yeah.
a
How many
capital
days were you
improvement
given originally?
project. I'm sorry?
There's already one suspension. This case started in July of last year. So go ahead.
So we're completely renovating the property, and the problem becomes that the ground covering, for example, with FPL putting in a new electrical system for us, they dug up the property. There's new plumbing being put in that dug up the property. We've replaced all the doors and the windows, but the trucks are driving on the property to replace the doors and the windows. And when we looked at the roof was completely failed, so instead of repairing it, we have to replace the entire roof, which we're doing right now, and I think you saw at the last inspection, we're well underway with that. So the roof coming off impacted the side of the building, and that is all being corrected.
Your
The
Honor,
property is being kept in an orderly
You
manner.
opposed to an extension?
I did post the property as well, but I did see some more construction being done on the front, so they are working on it. There were some trucks going just recently. I've seen them where they're doing something in the
Are you
front.
opposed to an extension?
I'm not opposed. That's fine. If they want to get an extension, I'm sure.
How much time do you need?
Another 3 months. Again, we want to replace the roof before we can, and the roof is being replaced right now. The time frame delay has been because of the permits that were filed with the city where the roof had completely failed, so we had to do a complete roof removal and change to a pitched roof versus a flat roof.
City opposed 90 days, 91 days?
No.
No? All right, I'll extend the time for 91 days. I'll suspend the fines during that period of time. There are existing fines, but I'll suspend the accrual of the fines during that period of time. The 91 days would be August 11th. Do you want to do an order to reappear?
No.
No, okay. All right, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case, page 38, Inspector Rachel Moore, case number CE 25050120, case address 2730 Southwest 1st Street, numbers 1 and 2, owner 335 Northwest 28th Street, LLC. This case was first heard 9/25/25 to comply by 10/30/25. There are 2 suspensions noted on the agenda. 2 sections complied at $100 per day, $14,800 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Inspector Rachel Moore for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case as read. This property was first brought before the Special Magistrate on 9/25/25, and at that hearing, Special Magistrate Flynn ordered 35 days to comply or $100 per day per violation thereafter. At the Special Magistrate hearing 12/11/25, Special Magistrate Flynn granted an additional 49-day extension. At the Special Magistrate hearing dated 3/26/26, Special Magistrate Flynn granted additional 35-day extension, and on 4/6/26, the property was found to be in compliance. As the pre-hearing inspection dated 5/11, the property does remain in compliance, and the city requests the full imposition of fines.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Angel Garcia. We're asking for the waiver. Well, I think one of the last items to comply was the issue of the lawn, and we went into we were supposed to have had that completed by October 30th, but what happened was we had, thanks to the inspector who helped us with this, we went into the we signed a swale agreement with the county to remove also a lot of the flooding in that area. That was signed way before we needed to comply, and we waited I have it here. We signed it on 9/30. Swale was not completed until I think it was February, March of 2026, because it took a long time for the county to come out and begin the process. So those were the items that we were just pending in order to, it would have been.
One is a car that was parked there.
That was complied before.
It says 74 days.
Cars on 74 days.
Was the car there for 74 days?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
All
it
of
says
those
that's what
items
I've
are-
got here. Maybe I'm.
No, all of that was complied prior to.
It says a gray type. What I'm looking at, I've got two amounts for 74 days. I've got the landscaping, which the respondent's talking about, and then the cars.
Landscaping and driveway maintenance.
Landscaping and driveway was the ones that were for
Were the
successful.
last
Driveway. Okay, I see the driveway. Okay. I'm going to pose the fine. You can apply for the amnesty program. Thank you, sir.
Our next case, page 43, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 25080531, case address 3507 Southwest 14th Street, owner Elizabeth Sosa Portal. This case was first heard 11/19/25 to comply by 1/29/26. One section not complied to $50 per day, $5,150 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Morning, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
morning.
You can pull that down.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm speaking English, but I feel more comfortable when it's translated in Spanish, please. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Jessica, do you swear and affirm to translate from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English?
This is Matthew Flesher with the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 25080531 for the property located at 3507 Southwest 14th Street. At the hearing on November 19, 2025, Magistrate Flynn ordered 71 days to comply, or $50 per day thereafter per violation. As of a pre-hearing inspection on May 11th, 2026, the violation 9-305B was complied. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on April 23, 2026. The city is requesting the full imposition of the fines.
Are you saying that the property is in compliance now?
Yes, the property is now in compliance. I did a reinspection yesterday and it was complied.
Y le lo completo.
Sí, ok. Entonces lo que van a hacer, oye, poner la multa. So, tú puedes preguntar por como reduction para menos.
Por favor, sí.
Okay.
Is this amount accurate? That's up to yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So she said since she complied, is there a possible way for her to get a reduction from the 5,100?
What's her argument for the reduction?
¿Por qué tanto tiempo sin la hierba?
Porque en el momento que él me hizo el request, como que yo económicamente no
It's
podía.
103 days. Tell her it's 103 days that it was.
She said within this time, everything that she had to comply with, she didn't have enough monetary funds to be able to put the sod down.
You see the property. All right, I'm going to impose the fine. She can apply for the amnesty program.
So, te va a poner la multa, pero tú puedes aplicar en la ciudad para reducir esto, pero es un programa que se llama Lean Amnesty.
Okay. Okay.
She understands.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 28, Inspector Edward Eason, case number CE 26030847, case address 110 Southwest 3rd Avenue, owner Nugent Avenue Retail LLC. This case was first cited 3/19/26 to comply by 3/19/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/4/26, and the city is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Morning, sir. Can you state your name for the record, please?
That's Robert Pignoni.
You the owner?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Good morning, Edward Easton, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 2603-0847 for the property located at 110 Southwest 3rd Avenue. The property was inspected on 3/19/26, and the following violation was observed. Violation 18-12A, there's trash, rubbish, and debris on the property front sidewalk, which included but not limited to cups, cans, trays, etc. A citation was issued and posted to the property on 3/19/26 with an immediate fine of $500. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
Yes, sir.
That right there, I worked that night. I cleaned the place at 4:30 in the morning. I left. There's still a truck out in the parking lot selling food. You know, I don't have cans of Sprite, Coke. I don't have food boats. None of that's mine. I clean it. I leave. I know I did my job. I've been there for years. It's always we leave that sidewalk clean because the city had a meeting for that, and we always took care of it. I personally did that. I cleaned it. After the fact, you know, I spoke with you, and you gave me your supervisor's name. I called her. I said, listen, I cleaned it. It's cleaned at 4:30 in the morning.
Are we agreed on the dates? Are we agreed on the dates? What date are you talking about
Yes.
that you were there till 4:30? So basically, he's saying that he was there till 4:30 in the morning, he cleaned it up, he left, and there was trash from someone else.
Right. This was after the fact, early in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's daylight. It was dark when I did it. And I spoke to the inspector. I said, because you guys come out at 8, you know, you don't see the food truck in the parking lot. And, you know, I get screwed by it. She said that you guys were 24/7. And we can't be everywhere all the time. Why I cleaned it, and now it's dirty, I can't be everywhere. I just worked till 5 in the morning, you know, and my landlord had paid the other one. There was one on Tuesday, and that's Thursday morning. So there's no way that we would allow it twice. In the first one, everything that was out there, none of it, I don't sell any of it. Natty Light, Sprite, Capone's wristbands. That's all the people with the blowers later on cleaning their property.
Special Magistrate.
Yeah.
Supervisor Brown, City of Fort Lauderdale. I just wanted to notate that this was during spring break, in which we were doing, you know, enhanced enforcement, and we were specifically patrolling high trafficked areas. However, before spring break, our department made sure that we visited all of the businesses and advised them of such and educated them on the ordinances that have been in place. So that's what this was from.
I never had that meeting.
Well, you're the tenant, right? Are
I'm
you the tenant?
Yeah. I have a, what do you call it? The okay from, I have a,
Let me just say, so what time did you write the citation? Do you know?
The photo, I don't know the time, but the should be time stamped, the photo. When it was
7:35 in the morning.
now my landlord already paid the one from Tuesday, and I wanted to appeal that also, because I know.
All right, I'm not doing Tuesday. I'm doing this
Right,
one,
right.
okay? I'm going to waive the fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 47, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 25020542, case address 3361 Northwest 64th Street, owner Amanada Miller, Infinite Gratitude Happiness Trust. This case was first heard 11/19/25 to comply by 1/29/26. Two sections not complied at $50 per day, $10,300 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Good morning. This is Kendrick from the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case and address as read. This case was first heard at Special Magistrate on November 19, 2025 for the following violations. Violation 18-1 has complied. Violation 9-280(c) has complied. Violation 9-304B. The driveway at this property is not being maintained in a well-kept appearance. The driveway is discolored. Violation 9-305B. there's areas of dead and missing ground cover, and this landscaping is not being maintained in a well-kept appearance. Violation 9-306 has complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 6, 2026, and the property remains in violation as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
Aminata Miller.
Yeah, what's taking so long?
I don't have the financial means to get it done. I can't do it myself. I bought the supplies, but I'm not actually able to even move that paint can to get the driveway done, and I don't have the money. And right now, we've had a lot of financial hardships. My son's in the hospital right now, so I'm going on FMLA on Sunday to take care of him. But I don't have the money to get it done.
Do you live there?
Yes, me and my kids.
Okay. So what's your plan?
I was trying to get a loan. I'm trying to just get the money to pay somebody to get it done.
I'm inclined to give you some time, but you basically arrive and tell me, I understand that you're having difficulties, but I need some sort of guidance, some sort of concrete plan on what you're going to do, other than you just need more time.
I'm trying to get the money. I don't have any family down here. I don't have anybody else to help me.
If I were to give you additional time, how much time would you need?
At least a month.
Special Magistrate.
Yeah.
You can give 91 days.
Yeah, I was thinking 91 days. All right, I'm going to extend the time for compliance 91 days, which would be August 11th. I'm going to suspend the fines during that period of time. There are existing fines you're going to have to deal with in the end. But I'm going to suspend the fines during that period of time. That would give you until August 11th.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Special Magistrate?
Yeah.
Can we ask for an order of reappearance?
Yeah, there'll be an order to reappear, which means that if it isn't in compliance, you come back. Okay? If you're in compliance and the city agrees, you don't have to. But if you're not, you have to come back.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
August 11th.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next case, page 30. Inspector Karan Versane. This case number CE 2603-1234. Case address 918 Northwest 14th Street. Owner Camilo Palacio. This case was first cited at 32826 to comply by 32826. One section complied at $250 for a total of $250. Appeal deadline was 4/12/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Camilo Palacio. This is a rental property.
Okay, let me hear from the city first.
Sure.
Code Officer Karan Versane presenting on behalf of the city. Case number and case address as read. This property was inspected on March 28th, 2026, following a neighbor's complaint of noise. During the inspection, the following violations were observed. Violations 17-7.1, an immediate fine of $250. There's amplified sound coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 50 feet from the property line before 10 p.m. This violation is considered transient in nature, thus constitute an immediate civil penalty. Violations 9-304B withdrawn. There are vehicles parked on the grass/lawn area. This violation is considered transient in nature, thus constitute an immediate civil penalty. An inspection report or citation was issued providing notice of the violations with a compliance date of March 28th, 2026. 6:43 p.m. arrived at subject residential. Read it. That's it. I'm good? Okay. 6:43 p.m. arrived at subject residential property in response to a neighbor's complaint of loud noise. While investigating the property, Senior Officer Crock and I simultaneously contacted the complainant and left a voicemail addressing the complaint. No contact was made with the occupants due to the potential safety concerns. Photos and a 1-minute video was taken 50 feet from the property line of the subject property, and amplified noise was plainly audible. It was also observed that vehicles belonging to the occupants were parked on the grass of the property. Citations will be issued, photo and video attached.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. I am the landlord. My tenant had a death in the family. Her mom passed away. That was the funeral ceremony. It wasn't a one-time event. Her family came over. She was here, but she didn't know I was coming, and since she was instructed that she couldn't speak, she left. But I didn't tell her I was coming. Speaking on her behalf, I was not there, and it was a one-time event. It hasn't happened again. I reached out to the inspectors. She said she complied the parking violation.
It's complied. Yeah, it's withdrawn. They withdrawn that.
Correct. And it's just a noise, but it was a one-time event.
Okay. All right, I'm going to impose the fine. I think the video indicates that the violation took place. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so what does that mean again?
The fine's been imposed, $250.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 44, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 25090386, case address 1700 Northwest 9th Street, owner Aquila Sharice Perry Smith and Natalie Perry Williams. This case was first heard at 11326 to comply by 21026. One section not complied at $100 per day, $9,100 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Good morning, sir. State your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Corey Smith on behalf of Aquila Perry Smith and Natalie Perry Williams.
Okay.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. This case was first heard on January 13, 2026. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct violations at this property by February 10th. The violations at this property have still not been brought into compliance. This case has been non-compliant for 91 days with a fine of $100 per day for a total of $9,100 currently due. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines in the amount of $9,100 with fines continuing to accrue.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, my clients didn't get appropriate notice on this. They would have taken care of it if they'd have known anything was going on. That property is a vacant lot that they inherited from their deceased mom. Ms. Perry Smith lives in Palm Beach County. Ms. Perry Williams lives up in the Orlando area. The notices apparently were going to her deceased mother's old address, and they sold that house 2 years ago. Or else they would
Was
have
that the address on the property appraiser's website?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. They just changed it.
Yeah, the 4940 17th Court is the old address. Those notices were going there, not to Palm Beach County or to Orlando.
I know, but I think what they're saying is what they typically do is they look at the address in the public records,
Correct.
and the public records indicate that this was the address to send the notice to.
Right, so apologies, Your Honor. And counsel and I spoke, yes, and I explained to him, of course, they would continue until the address was updated. The deed was just recorded on March 4th, 2025. So the address to Riviera Beach was updated at that time.
Yes, Your Honor. So what I was going to ask you is postpone this hearing or continue it, allow them 90 days to take care of it. We believe that there's a church next door that basically somewhat adversely possessed the property and put gravel down because there used to be grass there. So we want to handle that and put some more grass back down to bring it in compliance.
Magistrate?
Yeah.
Supervisor Brown, this, given the facts, the city's not opposed to a 91-day extension and a
All
stay
right.
of fines.
I'll extend the time for 91 days. There's existing fines that'll have to be dealt with at some point. I'll suspend the fines during that period of time.
Your Honor, will you be willing to waive those fines in light
No,
of the
I'm not at
notices?
this point. I'm not going to do that.
You have to come into
You have
compliance
to come into
first.
compliance.
Okay, and then we can, okay.
Do you want an order to reappear in case you're not in compliance within 90 days?
She said we're going to be complying. Sure.
She
that's
said
fine.
what? I'm sorry.
She said we're going to be in compliance.
Okay, and
This-
the only thing is, it's a double-edged sword. At one hand, you do have to come back, but the other part of it is you can go, if things don't go the way you want, you can ask for additional time. If you're not,
That's
they're
what I
going to
said,
post
yeah.
the fine. So,
In order to reappear is fine.
okay. We'll do it in order to reappear. All right, I'm going to extend the time 91 days. That would be August 11th. There'll be an order to reappear if necessary at that time.
And I've heard Your Honor mention an amnesty program. Is that something that?
Yeah, you can talk to staff about that, but that, again, you need to be in compliance for that.
Beforehand. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 51, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 25040262, case address 844 Northwest 3rd Avenue, numbers 1 through 3. Owner, Jose Nunez. This case was first heard 11326, complied by 12826 and 21026. One section complied at $50 per day, $2,350 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Morning, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
Chandra Lewis.
Okay. What's your relationship to
I'm the property manager.
You're the property manager. Okay.
Good morning. Inspector Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2504-0262, 844 Northwest 3rd Avenue. This case was last heard at the January 13th, 2026 magistrate hearing, where the magistrate granted a 28-day extension for violation 9-305A, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. At this time, the property is in compliance, and the city is requesting the full amount of impositions to be imposed.
Yes, ma'am.
We got everything in compliance. I wanted to see if we could be able to get the fines dismissed. We had some issues with tenants. We had a lot of issues going on in the area, but we were able to get everything done.
You might need a little more background than that. You're asking me to waive the fine, but you have issues. What are the issues that you have?
Well, one of the issues was we had some tenants that we were trying to evict, and they were making the situation going on the property very difficult. The lawn guy had some issues with his mom. She got sick, and I don't think the owner really opened up the mail to know exactly what was going on. And then once I got involved, we were able to get everything in compliance, and I reached out to Jessica.
When did you get involved?
When did I get involved? February?
I would say after the hearing, she got involved, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. The
Yeah,
tenants weren't living
I
there.
appreciate you're here. I appreciate the fact that when you came on board, things got better, but I'm a little concerned about the owner not reading the mail and sort of letting it go. What's your administrative cost in this?
It also appears, Your Honor, he owns multiple properties in Broward County.
No, he only has that one in his home.
The admin cost is $672.
All right, I'm gonna reduce the fine to include the administrative cost of $1,000. Okay?
Do any better than that for us?
No, I can't. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 7, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 25100233, case address 92 Hendricks Isle, owner Colo 23 LLC, posted at property 42726, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Morning, sir. State your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Adam Levy.
Are you the owner?
One of. It's a family business.
Good morning, Inspector Del Grasso for the city. The case and address are as read. This matter was first inspected on October 8th during a king tide event and cited for the following violation. 47-19 3D2, the tidal barrier seawall at this RMM 25 residential multifamily property is in disrepair and is allowing tidal waters to flow unimpeded through the barrier onto adjacent property and/or the right-of-way. Though the seawall was completed in 2018 and the owner attests there is no breach, the water observed during the initial inspection suggests otherwise. There is an assertion the clogged storm drain that has since been cleared was the cause for the water pooling near the wall. This could not be determined, however, until another high tide event expected later this year. Therefore, the city requests 148 days to make repairs and verify compliance, or $250 per day thereafter.
How much is the fine?
148 days because the next
No, I
king
got
tide
that. I was
event.
thinking your fine amount. How much was the fine?
$250 per day.
So-
There is a video
Yeah, I'd
to
like to
show the king tide event the day of the initial inspection. I believe it's at the bottom of the documents. And all of this water you see is at the rear of the property. The storm drain is in the front on the right of way at the street.
Is that it?
That's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when we got this violation, I hired an engineer to come out and inspect. The engineer, it cost me thousands of dollars, but the engineer wrote a letter that the place is completely incompliant. There is no disrepair to the seawall. I have the letter. I have
Has
pictures.
the city seen the letter?
Yes, Your Honor. And like I said, I was also there doing the waterway inspection the day of the king tide event, whereas there may not be any evidence like throughout the year of a breach. At the highest point of the king tides, the water was coming through the seawall.
Can I just add? So in 2018, we repaired the seawall to bring it back up to code. When in 2015, the city changed the code due to king tides. So we repaired it to adjust it to be compliant with the king tides. So, I mean, it's not our fault that the king tides go higher than what the city recommended our seawall be. I mean, that's Mother Nature.
Your
There's
Honor.
nothing I can do about that, especially on a full
I'm sorry,
moon.
go ahead.
It just becomes outrageous. I mean, it literally goes high.
So, excuse me, I'm sorry. Supervisor Floyan for the city of Fort Lauderdale. So I understand what he's saying, and they may have raised the seawall. However, this violation is not for the water going over, it's for the water going through. So it's for disrepair of. There's two different ordinances in our ordinance for the seawall breach, and one is when the water goes over, and one is going through. This one was cited for going through.
Okay, and I know he has a letter. He claims that it's not in disrepair. I'm going to accept the recommendation of the city. I'm going to find the violation exists. Give him 148 days. You can submit that to the city and to the city engineer, and you guys can decide whether the breach has been fixed or
Right,
not.
the 148 days will push us in to the next king tides, and then we'll be able to inspect
Yeah.
to see if it is in
But
compliance or not.
I'm just confused. If it's in disrepair, what do I have to do to repair it?
That's something you would have to get,
I did, and the engineer
All right,
has.
you guys, I'll let you talk to the city engineer about that. I mean, that's
fine.
I'll talk to.
You talk, yeah. Okay, all right, so I'm going to
Thank
find the
you.
violation, because respondent will be given 148. You want to do an order to reappear, I would assume, right?
Yes.
Okay, that would be October 7th, 2026, in order to reappear if necessary, unless the city and the respondent agree that it's in compliance, or a fine of $250 a day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Our next case, page 31, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 2603-0930, case address 3317 Northeast 16th Court, owner 3317 Northeast 16th Court LLC. This case was first cited 32126 to comply by 32126. Three sections complied at $250 for a total of $750. Appeal deadline was 4/5/26. City is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Morning.
Morning. You state your name for the record, please.
Adriano D'Andrea.
You're the owner?
I am.
Okay.
Senior Code Officer Robert Crocker presenting on behalf of the city. Case number, case address is read. This property was inspected with the following violations observed. Violation 15-275. Responsible parties failed to respond to the property when being notified within 1 hour of a vacation rental violation. When notified by a vacation rental law enforcement officer, code officer, or emergency personnel. No. Violation 15-2781E. There is a Chapter 15, Article 10 Vacation Rental Standards parking violation occurring at this property. Observed 3 vehicles parked on the right-of-way belonging to the tenants of the vacation rental. This violation is considered transient in nature and thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty. Violations 17-710A. There is non-amplified noise coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 50 feet from the property line before 10 p.m. This violation is considered transient in nature and thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty. So this property here, I arrived at the property. I observed the occupants at these vehicles right here that are parked in front of it, and across the street. Right? They were coming and going from them, and then you can also hear the noise from this video.
Are you still bringing 15-275-5?
Yes. He failed to arrive with being notified within an hour. Message was left, and you can see on there I made an attempt to call, and the number is attached to the number given there is the same one attached to the certificate, which is also there.
And when did you hear from them?
We didn't.
Never heard from them?
No.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So the first thing I noticed is that video from the noise. It's like inaudible, so I'm not sure where the noise is coming from. It just sounds like regular cars passing through and some dogs in the background. The funny thing, and the only reason why I decided to appear today, is that there was no voicemail left, and there were nothing in the call log. And obviously, if the city would have called me, that's the number that's dedicated to the rental. And I went through the phone, I went through the voicemails on that day, and I had nothing. We've been running this property for about 2 years now. We've always complied with everything. I mean, it's right by the beach. We understand the importance of responding to any complaints or any code violations, obviously. And I would have happily complied and shown up, but I didn't have a voicemail or a call in the log. So I'm just really confused. That's literally the reason why I'm here.
Any response?
That number is the number that is attached to the certificate. That's the number I called right there.
But did you leave a voicemail? Because I don't have one from you.
I mean, you can say
there's no
just a
minute.
And
Let
then
me finish.
all right. It looks like it was disconnected. So when I attempted the call, it was not active. So when I couldn't leave a voicemail now.
Special Magistrate to your left. The ordinance doesn't require that the code officer leaves a voicemail. That has nothing to do with the person not answering the phone. It's that you answer the phone, or you give the officer a call back, or respond to the property within the hour, which clearly didn't happen.
Yeah. If you look at the certificate right here, the phone number is the same as the one I attempted to call. From a responsible party.
I understand that. The fact is that I don't have a missed call or a voicemail. So if the call didn't go through, that's not on me. I can get call logs even from my provider and come back with them. it'll show that there was no call. So I'm really confused. If there's a
You said the
violation,
phone was disconnected?
Yes, so when I attempted to call, it just said this number is no longer active.
the number is
And
still
so
active, Your Honor.
It possibly is, but when I attempted to call, I could not get through. So I didn't even have the opportunity to leave a message.
When you heard the sound, did you hear it coming from the property, which is the same?
Yes, so there's two vacation rentals, are side by side right there. There was a little old lady at the one. That's how I knew it was coming from the other one. And she came out. She asked me what we were doing there because she was afraid we were there because we had cited that property previously. So when I went to the other property to make sure it was coming from that one, we took the pictures and then we did the video and we were sure it was coming from that property.
Okay, but the video doesn't, I can't hear any noise coming from it. So you only made
No,
your...
I can. I can hear it. It's whether it's audible from 50 feet, and I can hear it on the video. All right,
know,
I'm
but
going to
what are we-
find
Okay.
I'm going to find that the violations exist and impose the fine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Our next case, page 19, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 26020273, case address 712 Northwest 19th Street, owner EC Financial Solution LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at Wendy's Broward 42926.
Good morning.
Anybody here for this?
712 Northwest 19th Street. Did they leave?
Somebody signed in, I
Yeah,
think.
someone signed in.
They might have left.
We'll move on to page 4. Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 26030431, case address 904 Southeast 13th Street, owner 13th Street LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at Wendy's Broward 42926.
Anybody here for this? Morning, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
My name is Maria Torres Pereira. I am one of the owners of the property.
Okay. Let me hear from the city. Let me hear from the city first.
Yes.
Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 26030431. The property address is 904 Southeast 13th Street. Senior Inspector Bernstein cited this property on March 13th, 2026, and cited for the following violations: 9-279E, which is complied; 9-28B, there are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained. The rear doorknob is broken. Code section 9-280F, the dishwasher at this property is in disrepair and not being maintained in proper working order. The dishwasher is not operable. 9-280H1, the wood fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. The wood gate on the east side of the property hinges are broken. 9-363, failure to register the residential rental dwelling within the city with the free application has not been submitted or completed. Inspection report was posted on the property March 13th, 2026, and a copy was mailed to the owner listed on BCPA. Re-inspected property April 15th, 2026, posted April 21st, 2026. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted May 7th and found that the violations remain. The city is requesting the following: for code section 9-280B, 15 days or $100 thereafter. For code section 9-280F, 28 days or $100 thereafter. 9-280H1, 28 days or $100 thereafter. And 9-363, 15 days or $100 thereafter.
Yes, ma'am.
So the property is right now in a dispute with the other owner. It was not occupied for 7 months, and we decided to rent it temporarily. We did not apply for a rental because we didn't even think about applying, to be honest. We didn't know we needed it. Right now, because the tenant that is occupying the property, it's every week he comes up with something new, and the other owner does not want to take responsibility. I'm basically the only one that is going through this, But at the same time, it's not easy to communicate with a tenant as he's very difficult to speak with. So we're trying to get some settlement and see what we can do with all these details. On top of everything, there is a financial struggle from both parties.
So what are you asking me to do?
Give me at least 90 days to comply with all this. We don't know if we're going to apply for the rental certificate because the tenant has said that he's
Well, that's going to have to be,
moving
you're
out.
going to have to make your decision on whether or not to do
Yeah.
that. But I'll give you 28 days on all of the violations.
28 days?
Rather than the 15. All of the violations will be given 28 days, which would be June 9th, or a fine of $100 a day. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 55, Inspector Bovary Exantis, Pat Gavin, presenting case number CE 25100621, case address 1531 Northwest 12th Street, owner Donald James. This case was first heard 12926 to comply by 21326 and 32626. 3 sections not complied at $100 per day. $18,200 accrued, and the fines continue to accrue. This is a request for extension.
Morning, sir. State your name for the record, please.
Donald Robert James.
Thank you.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. This case was first heard on January 29th, 2026. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct violations at this property by February 13th and March 26th. 3 of the violations at this property have still not been brought into compliance. 2 violations have been non-compliant for 47 days with a fine of $100 per day, for a total of $9,400 currently due. 1 violation has been non-compliant for 88 days with a fine of $100 per day, for a total of $8,800 currently due. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines in the amount of $18,200, with fines continuing to accrue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No disrespect to anybody in here. When the city was the city, they did a great job. Okay? I had that house since 1976. If you look on the record, I never had a violation. When...
All right, let's do this. I don't really want to hear about the history of the city, with all due respect. Let's just focus on the violations, okay?
All right.
So he's complied 2 of them, 3 of them. I've got 3 that are outstanding. Let me go through them. One is outdoor storage, refrigerator, wheelbarrow, pieces of wood, all those kinds of things. It's been 88 days. How come you can't get that picked up?
Let me explain. I just took over the house on May the 5th. I just took over. I had tenants.
In what way? Are you the owner?
Yes, I am the owner.
Okay, I mean, but you took ownership in May?
I took over the house after the tenants left.
Tenants left, okay.
Okay, and all that stuff, that truck is gone, all the cars are gone.
Well, I've got this. Look, I'm willing to give you some time here, but I want to focus on what they are. Do you still have the trailer? So if you took over on May 5th, then you ought to be able to comply it fairly quickly, don't you think?
Yeah, it's all gone. All that stuff is gone, sir.
When were you out there?
This is not my case. I haven't been out there yet.
All that stuff is gone.
Okay,
all
all
that
right.
stuff is gone.
How much time do you need?
Let me explain something to
Sure.
you. Okay? I got to go back. You got to give me time to talk.
No. I got a lot of cases today. What I want to do is I'm going to give you some. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Just listen to me a little bit. I'm trying to present my case to what happened. Okay? All right? And you're not letting me do it. And I don't want to piss you off because I know how it is. Okay? When the city was back then, they came around. No, I got to present my case. If I can't present my case, what am I doing?
Present your
here?
case.
Okay. Back in the days, 1976.
No.
That's going to be short. It's going to be short.
We're not going back in that.
I'm going to tell you. See, that's the problem. You can't listen to me. Listen to you. The city did that job back there. Okay. What happened was in this case, you ready for this? Some lady next door to my property got involved with my tenant. Okay, and she went to jail, and she called on me. She called on me. To me, you should have policed the whole, from the 15 years to the 8 years, you should have policed the whole thing, and then I would got a citation, I would have fixed it. But now, the 26th, now the lady called on me, now I don't have possession of the property, okay? And then all these fines, that's not fair. That's totally not
How much
fair.
time do you need?
How much time? Only thing I need now is I got to get the grass to grow.
How much time? No, well, you're going to have to, he's going to have to confirm the other ones. He says there's 3. You
What's the
say,
3?
all right, I'm going to give you time. You
Okay.
guys can talk about it
Okay,
outside.
let
How
me-
much time
Let
do
me
you
show
need?
you something. Put the picture up. Put the picture up. Put the picture up. Put the picture up. Not in the front. Put the picture up in the front. See right here? See that little brick? You can't even see it.
Come back to the microphone.
See a little brick? They got me for that. See a
Yeah,
little
okay.
thing on the side?
How much time do you need?
I need to know about the fines.
How much time do you need?
The grass,
How much time do you need?
so I need time for the grass.
How
That's
much
all I
time
need.
do you need?
I need a lot of time for the grass.
How much is a lot?
6 months to get it growing?
No, not 6 months. No.
To grow the grass. The grass. It's just the grass now.
Okay. All right, I'll extend the time. 28 days, which would be June 9th, 2026. I'll suspend the fines during that period of time. Good luck to you, sir.
You spend all the fines?
No, I'm suspending them. They're not going to run during that period of time. But you got to
So
bring
what
them.
about the fines when I just took over
wait.
the house?
Well, you're going to have to deal with that when it comes into compliance. Okay? So bring it into compliance, and then you can deal with the fines. But I suspended them during that 28 days. You told me you took it over, and it's not going to be a problem. So do it in
Yeah,
28 days, and we'll be good.
The only problem I got is the grass. What I'm going to do with the grass? I don't have I don't have sprinkler systems that works.
Okay.
All I need to do is the grass problem. That's it.
Okay, 28 days. City post 28 days?
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Our next case, page 20, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 26020276, case address 708 Northwest 19th Street, owner Full Gospel Assembly of Fort Lauderdale, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hi.
State your name for the record, please.
Yvonne Georges.
Just before you, are all these in compliance? Is that what I'm seeing?
Except for one, the 9-305 parentheses B. The landscape at the property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance.
Oh,
There-
yeah, okay, all right.
Yes.
What about the oil stains?
Excuse me?
The oil stains, is that compliant?
Yes, the driveway,
Yeah, that's done, right?
um,
Or not?
the oil stains, that's not compliant either, the 9-304.
Okay, so 9304B and 9305B are still outstanding, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't kind of cut short your presentation. If you want to go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay, no problem. Senior Officer Gail Williams with the City of Fort Lauderdale presenting case CE 260-20276, address 708 Northwest 19th Street. This case was first cited on February 9th, 2026 for the following violations: 24-29 parentheses A complied, 9-280 parentheses H parentheses 1 complied, violation 9-304 parentheses B, the driveway has oil stains and the asphalt is discolored, violation 9-304 parentheses B complied, violation 9-305 parentheses B, the landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 11, 2026, and violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 56 days for violation 9-304 parentheses B and 9-305 parentheses B, or a daily fine of $100 per violation per day thereafter.
Yes, sir. What would you like to say?
What do you think? I got my son, he's over that department taking care of the cleaning. So he told me.
Everything has been in compliance, an exception to the oil stain.
Yeah. Actually, they tell me the oil stain and the landscaping.
Right, the all stand in the landscape. The all stand, we did try to clean it up, but the chemical that we used wasn't doing the job.
Okay.
I ordered some chemical from Amazon, which we get here today, and we will get that done.
They're looking to give you 56 days. What's the landscaping? What's the landscaping issue?
It's the missing ground cover on the front part of the property. On the
That's
front
all-
lawn, there's some areas that are missing grass.
Yeah, that's also been worked. We're working on the irrigation system to restore the system, and we will put some new grass down.
But you can do it in 56 days, I would
For
think,
sure,
right?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do more than you guys are asking for.
All right, I'm going to find that the violations exist. The respondent will be given 56 days to come into compliance, which is July 7th, or face a fine of $100 per day per violation. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 28, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26030962, case address 5260 Northeast 17th Terrace, owner Rodrigo Barragan. This case was first cited 32326 to comply by 32326. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/7/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Rodrigo Barragan.
Okay.
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale, 5260 Northeast 17th Terrace, KCE 260300962. This case violation was cited on property was cited on 3/23/26 for 15272A. This property is operation as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in the immediate fine of $500. Failed to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
Yes, sir.
The property was actually not on Airbnb. There was a glitch in the system when this happened. The property had a renter for a year, and it was under contract, plus the renter wanted to continue renting the house for months. When the renter let me know that there was a notice posted on the house, I went right away and checked all the listings to see where was the problem, and one of the listings had a glitch and it went online without me knowing. The next day I canceled the listing, and I told them what happened. It wasn't my problem or error. It was a system error from the computer. The property has not been listed since that day. So it was just like maybe one day.
Well, my job is to be what I'm supposed to do is determine the facts. And both sides have the right to get up and present their version of the facts. So basically, the facts indicate that the violation existed, so that's what I make that determination.
Right, but I do have a year lease plus other information about it. I didn't really mean to do that.
No, I know.
It was an error.
But it did take place. I mean, the facts indicate the violation took place. I'm going to impose the fine. There is an amnesty program, I guess, even for this. Maybe not.
Is there an amnesty program for
Yes.
black criminal exploitation? I mean, I don't think.
Probably not.
No, not for the citation.
No. And you can't just give me a break for one time. This is never going to happen ever again.
These cases come by fairly routinely. And if I start a process where I start to waive the fine in every instance in which somebody says there's a glitch, I've already heard about 4 of them over the last several weeks. I'm going to impose the fine. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case, page 53, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 23060482. Case address 640 Northwest 21st Terrace, owner Joan Lydia Braverman Trust. This is to vacate order imposing fine and release the lien. Are they here?
Anybody here for that?
They signed in.
I believe he left.
He left? Okay, we'll do it at the end.
We'll come back.
Yeah,
Wanna
we'll
come
do it
back?
at the
Okay.
end. Next case, page 43. We did that one. Sorry, we're going to page 30. Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 26030306, case address 1485 Northeast 57th Court, owner Brivaldo Enterprises LLC. This case was first cited 3/7/26 to comply by 3/7/26. Two sections complied at $250 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 3/22/26. The city is requesting the full amount and a citation appeal was received.
Morning, sir. State your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Guillermo Sierra.
You're the owner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Senior Code Officer Robert Kroc, presenting on behalf of the city. Case number and case address is read. This property was inspected and the following violations were observed. Violation 15-2755. Responsible party failed to respond to the property in person within 1 hour of being notified by a vacation rental occupant, law enforcement officer, emergency personnel, or the city. The phone number was provided on the certificate and was disconnected. The violation is considered transient in nature and thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty. Violation 15-27881E. There's a Chapter 15, Article 10, Vacation Rental Standards parking violation occurring at this property. Approximately 6 vehicles belonging to the tenants parked on the swale / right-of-way. This violation is considered transient in nature and thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty. Violation 17-71A, which is being withdrawn. There was amplified noise coming from this property that was plainly audible from 50 feet from before 10 p.m. Violation 17-710A, which is also being withdrawn. There is non-amplified sound coming from this residential party that was plainly audible 50 feet from the property line before 10 p.m. Arrived at the subject of vacation rental in response to a complaint of over-occupancy. We observed 6 vehicles belonging to the tenants observed parked on the swale in the right-of-way. In the video, you'll see that there is actually the tenants walking around with their children. This was some sort of children's party, we believe. When we attempted to contact the responsible party, the phone number listed at the on the vacation rental certificate was disconnected. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I'm glad to finally meet Mr. Robert Kroc. Your Honor, this is the first time I'm able to address Mr. Kroc. I called him. I have left messages. He never returned my calls. As far as the violation with the kids, and in this situation, it was a kid's birthday party. The parents were dropping off the kids. On the video itself, those are some kids that are hanging there, but parents don't just drop off the kids and go. They walk in. This is a vacation rental. I'm not fully aware that this was going to happen. Otherwise, I would avoid it. But what I could have avoided, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I'm the second person that stood up here with the same scenario. My phone has never been disconnected. I run a real estate appraisal company and a broker company, real estate brokerage company. I'm a real estate broker. I don't like to mention the fact I'm a real estate broker because I used to be a real estate broker. Now I'm real estate broker. The way this is going on. I contact Verizon, and I have the proof here. They wrote me back, and they said your phone was not disconnected on March 7th. My phone has never been disconnected. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, I don't even have a landline for my business. When I write my phone, when you see my calls, my whole office is based on my phone, on my cell phone. If I don't answer the phone, then I'm out of business. So, I have prior law enforcement. I've been in these situations myself, and this is completely inaccurate. This is completely inaccurate. This is an injustice what's going on here. Someone here is not telling the truth. And I could have resolved, this is taking forever for me to try to resolve because I've ordered all the records. And what I encountered was that it appears that there's always the same complainant. And that person, according to my wife, it seems like she has a Airbnb property also. So I don't know what the deal is. But had I gotten the call Had I received the call, I would
I
have been.
got it. What was your testimony regarding?
That the number was disconnected because when I attempt to call, all there is just I get a recording saying this number is no longer active. If you can see, it matches the certificate number that I attempted to call.
It's the same story, Your Honor, as the previous person who stood here. I have the proof here, Your Honor. I can show you, if I may.
I don't understand. What's the proof going to show me?
That the phone was active from Verizon. They wrote me, they texted me, says, and I says, listen, Keith, I'm going to court. Is there something you can provide me with that I can show the special magistrate that my phone is not disconnected? And on the other hand, I have never gotten a call back from him. I have left messages.
All right, I got you.
Got you.
Let me see it.
Yes, sir.
How do you account? I don't think I think he's telling me the truth. So how does this happen? Is it your testimony you think he's not being truthful? Go back to this thing. I'll take this.
He's not being truthful as far. He's not being truthful as far as saying my phone was disconnected.
Do you think that he's actually here making it up?
Do I? Yes. Especially after I just heard the person before me. And
I don't care about the other case. I'm talking about this case.
I understand. Okay, she's reading. Okay. My phone has never been disconnected. That's my business. And had I gotten that call? Okay.
What was the? You guys made an argument about disconnected down.
Well, if I may.
Just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Antoine, didn't you address this issue by disconnected prior case? I remember you. Voicemail. Okay.
Yeah, the argument before was that we don't have to leave a voicemail.
No, I understand. Yeah, right. I got it. Okay. All right. I don't know how to reconcile the two. I really doubt whether he's making the story up, to be honest with you. I'm going to accept the testimony. I'm going to accept the evidence. I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to dismiss the responsible party, not 15-275, 275-5. That's going to be dismissed. I'm going to impose the second one, 15-2781E. Thank you, sir.
Can I ask you a question, Your Honor, if I may?
No, actually, I'm not here to.
Okay.
Thank you.
You mind? Can I get that back?
Yeah, we can get back. Actually, you made it part of the record, so we got to keep it. Thank you.
Our next case, page 16, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 26030111, case address 701 Northwest 5th Avenue, F2-1140, owner Thrive Development Group LLC, posted at property 42726, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Robert Ernst. I am the tenant in Suite 1140.
Okay.
Good morning. Inspector Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 2603-0111, address 701 Northwest 5th Avenue, Unit 1140. This property was first inspected on March 4th, 2026, and the following violation was observed. 15-28. The businesses at this location are operating without a current year business tax, Flagler School of Real Estate, and Cell State 360 Real Estate. Cell State 360 Real Estate has acquired a BTR. Flagler School of Real Estate is still missing their BTR. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 10th, 2026, and the property remains in violation. The city is requesting 28 days for compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Yes, sir.
I complied with removing the sign of the Flagler School of Real Estate. The Flagler School of Real Estate hasn't been operational since September of last year. I've done the removal of the address from the website. I am not shutting down.
Is the business there?
No, the business is not operational.
So what does he have to do to comply?
So he has to remove all advertisements. So he still has the website up on Google with the address.
That's the Google, the website. The address was removed from the website. Google, I can show you that we have tried to remove the address from Google, and we're going back and forth with them at this point.
Well, they're giving you 28 days to get it done.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to find that the violation exists. The advertisement shows that it exists. The respondent will be given 28 days to come into compliance, which would be June 9th, or face a fine of $100 a day. Good luck to you.
Our next case, page 23. Inspector Shaquan Kendrick. Case number CE 2512-0167. Case address 2457 East Commercial Boulevard. Owner 2457 Commercial Plaza LLC. Posted at property 42826. Posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Kendrick with the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting a case and address as read. This case was first cited on December 8th, 2025 for the following violation. Violation 15-28. The business Botanica by Psychic at this location is operating without a current business tax receipt. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/10/2026, and the property remains in violation as the business remains without a current year business tax receipt. The city is requesting 28 days for violation 15-28 or a daily fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
First name is Shamshir, last name is Sani. I'm the property manager for 2457 Commercial Plaza LLC.
Okay.
Absolutely correct. The current tenant is not operating with the business tax receipt. They did submit their application. However, they did not submit their change of use. And they recently learned this. I'll be helping them fill out their change of use application later today. I'm requesting an order to reappear once the application has been processed, and then the BTR application can then be reviewed and hopefully be issued.
I don't think they can do that in 28 days. You guys opposed to additional time?
Yes, Special Magistrate.
How much time do you need?
I'm hoping for at least 60.
56 days? You guys do that?
56?
Yeah.
Yeah, 56 with the order to reappear is fine.
Yeah, okay. I'll find it. I'm going to find it. 56 would be July 7th. Okay, the facts don't seem to be in dispute. I'll find the violation exists. The respondent will be given until July 7th to come into compliance or face fine of $100 a day. There'll be an order to reappear assuming you're not in compliance at the July 7th hearing.
Thank you for your expediency, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 32. Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 26030974. Case address 1705 Northeast 11th Street.
32.
Owner 1705 Northeast 11th Street LLC. This case was first cited 32326 to comply by 32326. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/7/26. The city is requesting the full amount. No appeal was received.
This is 1705? Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, I think, still. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Marta Rodriguez.
Are you the owner?
No.
What's your relationship?
I just work at the office for the owner.
Okay. Yes.
Good morning. Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case and address is read. This property was initially inspected on 3/23/26, and the following violation was observed. 15-272A, this property is operating a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the city of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in an immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and imposition of daily fine of $1,000 per day until the compliance is achieved. Case CE 2603-1082 was opened, and at the 4/30/26 hearing, the special magistrate imposed those fines, $10,000. The citation appeal was not submitted. The city is requesting the full amount of fines be imposed, $500.
Okay, so no appeal was received for this
No, sir.
citation, right?
That's correct.
I really can't let you testify. I mean, if I start to open that door, it just isn't going to work. You have to do an appeal, and if you do an appeal, you have the right to appear and present your case, but no one did. So I'm going to find that the violation does exist and impose the fine of $500.
Okay. So you're going to impose a fine of $500?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Our next case, page 48. Inspector Rachel Moore, Case number CE 25050765. Case address 415 Arizona Avenue. Owner Uranus Caroleo Diaz and Nazlin Almeida Garcia. This case was first heard 11/19/25 to comply by 1/29/26. Two sections not complied at $50 per day, $10,300 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Hi, good morning. I speak a little English, but I need a translator, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
But can I have your name?
Yaranis Carralero Diaz.
Okay. You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay.
And my husband.
Okay.
Inspector Rachel Moore for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case as read. This property was first brought before the Special Magistrate on 11/19/25. At that hearing, Special Magistrate Flynn ordered 71 days to comply or $50 per day per violation thereafter. On post-magistrate inspections dated 12/4/25 and 2/2/26, the property remains out of compliance. The property owner has placed unpermitted gravel in areas designated for living sod and is using these spaces as a parking surface. As of pre-hearing inspection dated 5/11, the property remains out of compliance. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines and that the fines continue to accrue until compliance is met.
This is the case that has the trailer, is that?
No, that's not the issue. The issue is the ground cover. You see where the gravel
Yeah,
is?
but let me just, this is 415 Arizona Avenue, right?
Correct.
So that, I have on the agenda that the trailer is not in compliance. Is that,
No.
now it is in compliance?
The trailer is gone. However, there are vehicles that are parked on these areas that
Okay.
they've created a driveway on, which is not a correct
So it's
a
not the
good
trailer,
parking
but it's other
surface.
vehicles.
It's the vehicles and the gravel, because that's an annexed area. They are not allowed to have gravel.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Can you also ask her why it's taken 100 days?
Yeah, that's what she was trying to explain to me.
Ok, que yo hicimos, la multa, o sea, nos llegó la notificación como para noviembre, diciendo que en enero teníamos que arreglar la casa porque parqueamos en la grava. Y lo hicimos, entonces yo llamé en varias ocasiones en enero y nunca obtuve respuesta de la inspectora. Y, o sea, llamé durante todo el mes de enero hasta la fecha límite. Y cuando no recibí notificación ni nada, ni respuesta de ella, no sabía qué hacer. Y yo asumí de que ya había chequeado.
She said that she originally got notice in January, and since she didn't know if anybody came back to re-inspect, she assumed that she was no longer in violation.
It has tenants, right? Is it tenants?
¿Tú vives aquí o tienes personas viviendo aquí?
Yo vivo ahí con mi familia.
Oh, no, she said it's her and her family that live there.
Mi suegra, mi cuñada.
Okay. Does she understand about the cars that are parked in the wrong spot?
¿Entiendes de los carros que no pueden estar ahí en los espacios que lo tienen? Porque están en la grava, pero no permiten grava. So.
And if you could, I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
also ask her if she understands the gravel is an issue.
Yeah. ¿Tú sabes qué grava? ¿Qué grava?
La grava es el pavimento duro.
Yeah, she knows what gravel is. So en esa zona no le permiten tener eso. Entonces, y si parquea los carros ahí, todavía está en violación porque no puede tener la grava. Tiene que ser hierba o, y si quiere hacerlo con pavimento, tiene que obtener un permiso de la ciudad primero. So hasta que quites la grava y pones hierba, vas a estar en las violaciones y vas a subir la multa cada día.
Hierba y pavimento.
Tiene que ser hierba, el pavimento solamente con permiso. So no lo puedes hacer sin permiso de la ciudad primero.
You know, I'm still a little baffled. We need to move on, but I'm a little bit baffled. Why has it been 100 days? I know she thought she was in compliance, I guess. That's the response.
Pero ¿por qué 100 días que no ha sido nada diferente? Porque no sabías que...
No sabía. Cuando mi esposo vino en enero a la notificación, le dijeron eso, que no podíamos parcar en la hierba. Entonces, la solución era esa, aparentemente, por no tener que pasar por el permiso de la ciudad. Y eso fue lo que hicimos, invertimos en eso, para tener el frente de la casa bonito y la hierba. Pero bueno, realmente no sabía.
So originally she said that there were cars parked on the grass, and she thought the solution would be to just put gravel there. which is why she put the gravel, and she assumed that that would solve that.
How much time do you think she needs to correct it?
¿Cuánto tiempo crees que necesita para poner la hierba o coger los permisos para poner? Pero no puede ser grava tiene que quitarlo.
Para solucionarlo, supongo yo que en menos un mes y medio, no sé cuánto podrá demorarme el permiso de la ciudad en solicitarlo.
She said maybe like about a month.
You guys opposed to 56 days?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, I'm going to extend the time for compliance 56 days, which would be July 7th. I was going to suspend the fines during that period of time. You want to do an order to reappear or not? Reappear? No. She needs to be aware that there's existing fines, but that can be dealt with when she comes into compliance. So it's going to be extended until July 7th.
Okay. So te van a dar 56 días y en estos días van a suspender esto porque normalmente crecen todos los días, pero desde hoy ya no van a crecer hasta después de los 56 días.
Okay. Y entonces, para estar clara, el área que debo remover es el área principal de la casa de entrada.
Eso lo puedo hablar con la inspectora. Yo vino para...
She can talk to the details with the cars. Thank you for your help, by the way.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Our next case, page 33. Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26030598, case address 2506 Northeast 30th Street, owner Alan and Carolina Sanchez. This case was first cited 3/16/26 to comply by 3/16/26. One section complied at $500 a day for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 3/31/26. No cities requesting the full amount and no appeal was received.
Good morning.
Good
State
morning.
your name for the record, please.
Alberto Sanchez, representing my son Alan Sanchez.
You know, there was no appeal received.
Well, I wanted to at least tell you what happened.
I can't. But just a minute. Let me hear from the city, please.
All right, okay.
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale for case number CE 26030598, 2506 Northeast 30th Street. This property was cited on 3/16/2026 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in an immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issue of a notice of violation and the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
I can't let you testify. No appeal was received. I'm not going to open that door where I start to allow people that don't file an appeal to arrive. Let me finish. To arrive here and then basically make their appeal. That isn't the way it works. If I go down that road, it's just, I'm going to adhere to the system, which is if you want to appear, you need to file an appeal. You'll be given time to present your case, make your testimony, but it wasn't done in this case. So I can't let you testify. I'm not going to let you testify, and I'm going to impose the fine. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, may I just address the gentleman for a second? Well, last time I checked, we have fines running on the other side of the case on that. So he might, want to fix that, make sure his listings have been taken down.
We take it
You
down.
guys, no, you guys, stop.
2
You guys,
days later
stop.
after this.
You guys can go talk about it outside.
Yes, sir.
That's outside. That's a
Yes,
different
sir.
case. So if you want to go do that,
I'm just advising in case he didn't know it, but I'll talk to him out.
talk to them outside.
I'll be glad to.
Thank
They send all these letters and
All
never
right,
answer
all
the
right,
phone.
stop. All right, where are we?
Next case, also page 33. Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26030568, case address 2908 Bayview Drive, owner STHAD Investments LLC. This case was first cited 3/16/26 to comply by 3/16/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 3/31/26. Cities requesting the full amount. No appeal was received.
Your Honor, I was advised that this property owner did not swear in.
Okay. No, there wasn't an appeal anyway, right? There was no appeal.
No, there's no appeal.
No.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really get to testify
Yeah,
anyway, so
There we go.
she can listen, but go ahead.
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale for CE 2603-0568, 2908 Bayview Drive. This property was cited on 3/16/2026 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in an immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours or subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. The city is requesting that full fine be imposed.
Okay. As you probably heard in the other case, no appeal was received, so I can't let you testify. I'm not going to let you testify. I'm going to accept the facts submitted into the record by the city under oath, and I'm going to impose the fine. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 34. Inspector Alex Eugene, case number CE 26030912, case address 1717 Bayview Drive, owner Trefor Benbow. This case was first cited 3/20/26 to comply by 3/20/26. 3 sections complied at $250 for a total of $750. Appeal deadline was 4/5/26. City is requesting the full amount. No appeal was received.
Good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Trevor Bembo, and I'm not going to deny anything, just need to pay the fines, I guess, and whatever it is.
Right. I'm going to, yeah, but you should make a presentation.
Okay. Inspector Eugene presenting case and address as read. This property was first inspected on March 20th, 2026, following a phone call received from the FLPD, and the following violations were observed. 17-7.1.8. There is amplified sound coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 25 feet from the property line after 10 p.m. 17-7.10a. There is non-amplified sound coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 25 feet from the property line after 10 p.m. 9-04b. There are vehicles parked on the grass/lawn area. These violations are considered transient in nature, thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty.
Did you record the sound?
It's there. Yeah.
For the record that no appeal was filed. I accept the sworn testimony of the city, which is uncontested, and I'll impose the fines. Thank you, sir.
Our next case, page 25. Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 26030363, case address 5150 Bayview Drive, owner Robert M. Primo, posted at property 4/22/26, posted at 1 East Broward 4/29/26.
Inspector Kendrick with the City of Fort Lauderdale presenting the case and address as read. This case was first cited on 3/22/2026 for the following violation. Violation 18-11, parentheses A. The pool at this occupied property is green and stagnant water and is not being maintained on a regular basis. It is in a condition that presents a health and safety hazard issue for the community in that it may become a breeding place for mosquitoes, and it is a public nuisance. Contact has been made with the property owner, Mr. Primo, on several occasions regarding the violation. The city is requesting 10 days for violation 18-11A or a daily fine of $250 per day thereafter.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I was
recently hospitalized with a life-threatening condition. I am undergoing a very difficult recovery, so I would request a little longer.
How much time do you need?
A month.
No, I can't do a stagnant pool for a month.
Special Magistrate, I'm to your left.
I'm sorry?
We will request to stick with the 10 days. This respondent has been before us numerous amount of times for different issues. We've tried to gain access to his property so we can point out certain things to him. However, going back until last year, he has just about taken us for a loop. We would also request that in alignment with what we do with other green pools, that the fine amount be $500 a day because the pool is green, because it can produce mosquitoes, because we have no clue when this is going to be rectified, and there are other neighbors and community members around him, and we receive numerous complaints at this property.
Okay. Anything you want to add? All right, I'm going to find that the violation exists. That doesn't seem to be in dispute. The respondent will be given 10 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $500 a day. Thank you, sir.
Next case, page 27. Inspector Leonard Champagne. Case number CE 26030599. Case address 3110 Northwest 67th Court. Owner Tanisha Tomlinson. This case was first cited 31626 to comply by 31626. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/1/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Good morning, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
Tanisha Tomlinson.
Okay.
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale for case number CE 26030599, 3110 Northwest 67th Court. We cited this property on 3/16/2026 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and resulted in an immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation, the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until the compliance is achieved. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
Yes, ma'am.
I was shocked when I got this notice because the last time I rented Airbnb, my property was 2023. And I went into the site and took it off. When this happened, my dad was at home. I was at the hospital dying. I was at the hospital every single day. I didn't even know that this was going on. I immediately called Mr. Lenny like 8 times that day because I wasn't aware. But when I called Airbnb, they told me when I went into the system to take it off, I didn't do it properly. Now they have a suspend button. So I went ahead immediately and suspended it. I don't break rules. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a real estate agent. These are the things that I tell my clients every single day. I don't do that. I would not take that liability. God forbid if I rented my property and somebody was to die or something was to happen. I don't want to do that to my homestead property. I don't break rules. So I'm dealing with a lot. And like I said, when it happened, I was shocked. I don't do these things.
All right, I'm going to waive the fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to waive the fine because of the circumstances of your family's health. Whether you do these things or not is kind of irrelevant. You need to be on top of this. I understand what you went through. I'm going to waive it this time, but I'm trying to be consistent here with people. And I had a lot of people tell me they made it, they didn't know and all the rest. Anyway, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you want to keep going, take a break, or what do you want to do? We got a lot, don't we? What time is it? What time's it now? 5? No, I was kind of thinking to keep going. Yeah. What do you want to do? Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's keep going. So where are we? First page, number 2?
Starting at page 2, Inspector Edward Eason, case number CE 26040262, case address 214 Southwest 2nd Street, owner Second City Entertainment Co., posted at property 42326, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Good morning. Edward Easton, City of Fort Lauderdale, Code Compliance, presenting case CE 26040262 for the property located at 214 Southwest 2nd Street. The property was inspected on 4/10/26, and the following violations were observed. Violation 18-1, graffiti has been painted on the glass door of Unit 214. This constitutes as a public nuisance, and such fine shall accrue daily from the date it was first observed. Fine shall run until compliance is met. Violation 9-306 is withdrawn. An inspection was conducted on 4/27/26, and the violation 18-1 was complied. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine of $50 per day. The violation remained out of compliance.
How much time do you want to give them?
It's complied. It
is complied?
It complied on 4/27. Yes, sir.
So what are you looking for?
A daily fine of $50 per day.
For how many days?
It was it 8 days? 18 days? What was the total fine?
That'd be 900.
It was out of compliance for 18 days.
All right, impose the fine.
Next case, page 3, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 26030050, case address 1870 Northwest 24 Terrace, owner Lux Stones LLC, posted at property 41526, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case and address is read into the record. The property was inspected on 3/26 and the following violations were observed. 18-4C has complied. 18-12A, there's overgrown trash and debris on the property and its swale. 9-305B, the landscape, the property is not being maintained. There are areas of missing ground cover, including the swale area. An inspection report was posted on 3/2/26, and notice of hearing was posted on 4/15/26. As of pre-hearing inspection on 5/11/26, violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 28 days or $100 a day for violation 9305B thereafter, and also requesting 10 days for violation 18-12A or $100 a day.
All right, I'll find that there's notice sworn testimony of the city's uncontested that the violations exist. The respondent will be given 10 days for 18-12A or a fine of $100 a day, 28 days for 9-305B or $100 a day.
Next case, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 26030202, case address 1640 Northwest 25th Avenue, owner Roberta Banks Estates, posted at property 41526, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Proto for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case and address is read into the record. The property was inspected on 3/5/26 and the following violations were observed. 9-305B, the landscape on this property has not been maintained in a well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-304B has complied. 9-12, there is overgrowth, trash, and rubbish debris on the property and its swale. 18-4C has complied, but this is a recurring violation. Refer to case number CE 2406-0508, and it will be presented in front of magistrate whether it comes in compliance or not. The inspection report was posted at the property on 3/5/26, and notice hearing was posted on 4/15/26. As per pre-hearing inspection on 5/11/26, violations remained as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 28 days or $50 a day for violation 305B thereafter, and also requesting 10 days for violation 18-12A or $50 a day.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, the violations exist. The respondent will be given 10 days to comply 18-12A or face fine of $50 a day, 28 days to comply 9-305B or $50 a day. Thank you.
Next case, page 4, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 260400395, case address 619 Southwest 17th Street, owner Samir Nair, posted at property 42126, posted at Wendy's Broward 42926.
Inspector Rafael Santos for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read into the record. I cited this property on April 15th, 2026, and cited for the following violation. 18-12A, the trash and debris at this property is on the ground next to the trash containers and is not being maintained as required. This is a repeat violation, CKCE 26030-635. Fines shall accrue from the date the violation is first observed until compliance is achieved. This case will be presented to the Special Magistrate for the imposition of fines of up to $5,000 per day due to the repeat nature of the violation. The inspection report was posted on the property on April 15th, 2026, and a copy was mailed to the owner listed on BCPA. I re-inspected the following days: April 15th, April 16th, April 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th. Total of 27 days at $150 per occurrence is $4,050. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 11th and found that the violation was complied, finally.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. I'll find that violation 18-12A existed for 27 days at $150 a day. I'll impose the fine of $4,050.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 5, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 2604003, case address 938 Northwest 17th Avenue, owner Panassa LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at Wendy's Broward 42926.
Name, case, and address as read. The property was first inspected on April 14, 2026, and given time to correct for the following violations. Violation 18-12A complied. There's overgrowth throughout the property and its swell. This is a repeat violation per case CE 240-90486. Daily fines will continue to accrue from the date the violation was observed until it's brought into compliance. Violation 24, TAC 27B withdrawn. Violation 4734-4B1 complied on 4/21/26. Violation 9, TAC 280H1. The fence at this property is in disrepair, is not being maintained as required. There are missing top caps, on top of the poles, and the fence is not attached properly. Also, the gate needs to be able to open, be free from debris, and not sunk into the ground. This violation is complied. However, it's a reoccurring violation per case CE 240-90486. Violation 905B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead or missing ground cover throughout the property, including the swell area. This is a repeat violation per case CE 240-90486. Daily fines will continue to accrue from the date the violation was observed on 4/14/2026 until it's brought into compliance. Violation 9 Tag 308B. There's another element which is not permanent on the roof. There are dark marks and stains on the roof that need to be maintained. The violation complied on 5/4/2026. However, this is a repeat violation per case CE 240-90486. Daily fines will begin to accrue from the date the violation was first observed. The property was posted on 4/21/26. My pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/4/26. The property remained in violation. The city is also requesting a finding of fact for violation 9280H1. The city is requesting a full imposition of fines for the repeat in nature violations, 1812A being out of compliance for 6 days between 4/14/2026 to 4/21/2026.
What's the daily rate for the 6 days?
$100.
What is this, this says there's an element on the roof? What does that mean?
Dark stains or marks.
That's the element? Okay. All right, so I'm sorry, go ahead. So what did you want to do with 9280H1? Just a finding of fact for that?
Correct.
All right, I'll find that the violation exists. I'll find that it's in compliance, but there'll be a finding of fact for it. 9305B and 9308B, what do you want to do for that? Well, 9305B, let's deal with that. What do you want for that?
Also, it's still $100 per day. It has that.
And it's not in compliance now?
Hold on one second. Let me double check that. That was 9308B, correct?
Yeah.
April 4th, it came into compliance. It was $100 a day. Correct. It's still not in violation. It's still in violation.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, I'll find that it is still in violation. I'll find it's a repeat violation. I'll note that the fine started to run at $100 a day, April 14th. Is 9308B is in compliance, but you want 21 days at $100 a day? Is that right?
Correct.
All right, I'll do that. So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, page 6, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 26040249, case address 633 Northwest 11th Avenue, numbers 1 through 3, owner Bar Dayan Real Estate LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Name, case, and address as read. The property was first inspected on April 9, 2026, and given time to correct for the following violations. Violation 18, TAC 1, complied on 4/21/26. There's a couch, paint, pails, shopping carts, and indoor furniture outside this RMM 25 zone property that's creating a public nuisance. It's been maintained in such a manner that the property may reasonably become infested or inhibited through rodents, vermin, or wild animals, or may furnish a breeding place for mosquitoes or threaten and endanger public health, safety, or welfare, may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of the adjacent properties. This is a reoccurring violation per case CE 230-90083. Violation 9, TAC 280H1. The fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. The wooden fence at the right side is broken apart and on the right side is detached on the floor. The wooden fence located in the rear of the property is leaning over in disrepair. The brick pillar fence post has chipped and missing paint. Violation 9, TAC 305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead or missing ground cover, including but not limited to the right left and back side of the house of the swell. This is a recurring violation per case CE 230-10878. Violation 9 TAC 306 is complied on 5/4/26. The exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that has stains and missing peeling paint in front of the building. Right and left side need to be painted where the walls are stained and have chipped paint. Also, this includes the doors. This is a reoccurring violation per case CE 230-10878. The property was posted on 4/21/2026. My pre-hearing was conducted, inspection was conducted on 5/4/2026. The property remained in violation. For violation 9 TAC 280H1 and 9 TAC 305B, the city is requesting compliance within 56 days or a fine of $100 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting a finding of fact for violation 18-1, 9 TAC 305B, and 9 TAC 306.
All right, so for 9-280H1, the respondent will be given 56 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 a day. For 18-1, 9305B and 9306, I'll make a finding of fact that the violations did exist.
Page 7, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 2601-0661, case address 301 Seabreeze Boulevard, owner A1A Boat Marina LLC, posted at property 4/27/26, posted at 1 East Broward 4/29/26.
Good morning, Inspector Del Grasso for the city. The case and address are as read. This matter was first inspected on January 27th of this year and cited for the following violation: 47-2020D. There is a trailer advertised as fishing headquarters on site and a parking lot zone for customer and employee parking. It is not intended as a paved surface for a storage vehicle or container. Parking facilities shall not be used for the storage or sale of merchandise, nor shall they be used for the storage, display, washing, sale, or repair of vehicles or equipment. An inspection report was prepared for posting and mailing. And though I've spoken with the manager of the marina, the trailer remains on site. Therefore, the city requests 10 days or $100 per day thereafter.
Do they sell things out of the trailer, or is it just an advertisement?
No, they use it to store items for the different boats that are there at the marina.
Okay. All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. The respondent will be given 10 days to come into compliance or face a fine of $100 a day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 8, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 2602-0363, case address 74 Fiesta Way, owner 1614-1626, 86 LLC, 2205 Highland LLC, posted at property 4/27/26, posted at 1 East Broward 4/29/26.
Paulette Del Grasso for the city of Fort Lauderdale. The case and address are as read. This matter was first inspected on February 13th of this year and cited for the following violations: 9-280B. There are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained. There's an exterior door on the north side of the property that is open and not maintained. The window on the north side is in disrepair. Violation 9-280HI or H1. The white fence and blue window awning at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. The white fence has broken slats and window awnings are stained and discolored. 9-306, the exterior building walls have not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that have stains, missing, and peeling paint. An inspection report was mailed to the owner of record. To date, no one has contacted me representing the owner nor made any repairs. Therefore, the city requests 28 days or $100 a day thereafter for each violation.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the violation exists. The respondent will be given 28 days for each violation or face fine of $100 a day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 10, Inspector Rachel Moore, case number CE 26040186, case address 3090 West Broward Boulevard, owner Sharda Building LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Moore for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case as read. This property was first inspected on 4/10/26, and the following violations were observed. 1218, parentheses A is complied. 18-4, parentheses 3 was withdrawn. 47-19.4.D.8 is complied. 47-20.20H is complied. 47-34.1.A.1 is complied. However, this is a recurring violation per case CE 24090-438. There's illegal land use occurring at the B1 zone property. Outdoor storage consisting of but not limited to tires, cones, pallets, and miscellaneous items. 47-39.8.15.C is complied. 9-304 parentheses B was complied on 5/11. Contact was made with the property owner regarding the cited violations, and as of pre-hearing inspection dated 5/11, the property was found in compliance. The city is requesting a finding of fact for the recurring violation.
The recurring violation is 4734-1A1, right?
Correct.
And that's the only one you want a finding of
That's the
fact
only
on?
one. Yes.
1812A is complied?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll make a finding of fact for 4734-1A1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 13, Inspector John Claude Noel, case number CE 26030241, case address 1919 Northeast 21st Street, owner Bernard E. Klein Trust, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Jean-Claude Noel for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case that was just read. This property was first inspected on 3/9/2026, following violations. Violation 25-13 is going to be withdrawn. Violation 4721.15.A1. An oak tree was removed without first obtaining a permit. This case will be brought to special magistrate to request an imposition of fines up to $15,000 for irreparable or irreversible violation. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 11th, 2026. The property remains in violation. The city is requesting 56 days to comply with violation 4721.15A1 or a fine of $100 per day per violation thereafter. The city is also requesting an immediate fine to be imposed for $1,000 for the removal of the oak tree.
Have you heard from them?
Haven't spoken. I spoke to them one time. They said they were going to do everything they needed to do. They still have not.
Okay. All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. I'll impose an immediate fine of $1,000 for the removal of the oak tree. They'll be given 56 days to pull the necessary tree removal permit and mitigate or face fine of $100 a day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 14, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 26030268, case address 2810 Riverland Road, owner 2810 Riverland LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 260300268 for the property located at 2810 Riverland Road. The case was first cited on March 24, 2026 for the following violations. 47-25.3.A.3.A. There are lights on the east side of the property that are illuminating the abutting property at night. 9-313C. Property is not identified by approved address numbers on the waterway. A night pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 8, and a pre-hearing waterway inspection was conducted on April 16, and both of the violations remained. The city is seeking a compliance deadline of 15 days or a fine of $100 per day per violation to run thereafter.
Have you heard from them?
They've never contacted me.
Okay, I'm going to find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. The respondent will be given 28 days to come into compliance for both violations or face fine of, what was the recommended fine amount?
$100 per day per
$100
violation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to take a break or no? You guys want to keep going? What do you want to do? I know, but what do you guys want to do? All right, let's go for a while. I'm sorry? Okay.
Next case, page 15, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 26010342, case address 3050 Northwest 17th Street, owner Whole One LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Address? 3050 3050.
Okay, next case, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 26020679, case address 531 Northwest 7th Terrace, owner Bobby R. Henry. Complied? Okay. Next case, page 16, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 26010830, case complied.
All right, you the man.
It's a recurring violation. It's got a rank case. Oh, okay. Nice try. You want to go ahead and read that in? You didn't really read it.
Case, page 16, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 26010830, case address 1305 Northwest 2nd Street, owner Tia Commercial LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. This property is in compliance. However, case violation 24-27B, waste containers are being left roadside overnight after collection day and are not being pulled back to an approved location. This is a recurring violation, referring to case CE 25120033. The case will be presented to the special magistrate seeking a finding of fact whether or not the violation complies prior to the hearing date. Just seeking a finding of fact.
Just a finding of fact? All right, I'll make a finding of fact that the violation did in fact occur.
Next case, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 26020681, case address 537 Northwest 7th Terrace, owner Fort Lauderdale Community Redevelopment Agency, posted at property 42026, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. This property was first inspected on March 2nd, 2026, and given time to correct for the following violations. 18-12A is complied. 47-19.5.E.7 is complied. 47-21.9.M. Sections of this RMM 25 zoned vacant lot, including the swale, do not have ground cover as required. 47-34.1.A.1 is complied. The city is requesting compliance within 91 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the violation exists. The respondent will be given 91 days to come into compliance or face fine of $50 a day.
Thank you.
We'll take a 10-minute recess. Our next case, page 17, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 24080665, case address 921 North Andrews Avenue, owner Andrews Project Development LLC, posted at property 42226, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 24080665, 921 North Andrews Avenue. This property was first inspected on August 28, 2024, and the following violations were observed. 18-1 complied, 1812A complied, 47-2020H complied, 9-280H1. The chain link fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 10, 2026, and the property remains in violations as per the photos depict. The city is requesting 56 days for compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the violation exists. The respondent will be given 56 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 a day.
Next case, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 25050784, case address 616 Northwest 4th Avenue, numbers 1 through 3, owner 312 Northwest 7th Street LLC, posted at property 42226, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 25050784, 616 Northwest 4th Avenue. This property was first inspected on June 29, 2025, and the following violations were observed. 18-7B complied, 24-27B complied, 47-2020H. The parking facility at this property is not being maintained. There are oil stains, cracks, uneven surfaces, dirty/faded wheel stops, and stripes. 9-306 complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 10, 2026, and the property remains in violation. The city is requesting 56 days for compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, the violation exists. The respondent will be given 56 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 a day.
Next case, page 18, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 26030008, case address 916 Northwest 3rd Avenue, owner Kappa Investments LLC, posted at property 42226, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 26030008, 916 Northwest 3rd Avenue. This property was first inspected on March 1st, 2026, and the following violations were observed. 1812A complied, 24-27B complied, 47-2020H complied, 9-305B. The landscape of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover on the property and swell. 9-363 complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 10th, 2026, and the property remains in violation. The city is requesting for violation 9-305B, 56 days for compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, the violation exists. The respondent will be given 56 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 a day.
Next case, also page 19, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 26020273, case address 712 Northwest 19th Street, owner EC Financial Solution LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 26020273, address 712 Northwest 19th Street. This case was first cited on February 9th, 2026 for the following violations. 18-12 (A). There is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and swell. Violation 18-4 (C). Complied. Violation 24-27 (B). There are waste containers out by the swell and not pulled back to an approved location. Violation 9-304 (B). The driveway has oil stains and discolored. Violation 9-308 (B). Complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on May 11, 2026, and violations remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days for violation 18-12A and 24-27 parentheses B, and 28 days for 9-304 parentheses B, or a daily fine of $100 per violation per day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city's uncontested. The respondent will be given 10 days for 1812A and 2427B, 28 days for 9304B, or a fine of $100 a day for each violation.
Thank you.
Next case, page 20, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 2603-1051, case address 745 Northwest 4th Avenue, owner 1004 Northwest 6th Street, LLC, posted at property 42226, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2603-1051, address 745 Northwest 4th Avenue. This case was first cited on March 24, 2026, and as of May 11, 2026, all violations have complied. This case is being read in for a finding of fact for violation 18-12A. There is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and swell. There are piles of tree branches on the property and swell. This is a reoccurring violation from case CE 23080629 and will be presented to the special magistrate whether or not compliance is met prior to the hearing. Violation 9-305 parentheses A, complied. There is growth of landscape material along with accumulation of leaves encroaching upon the public right-of-way. The trees and hedges are encroaching onto the sidewalk. This is a reoccurring violation per case CE 23080629 and will be presented to special magistrate whether or not compliance is met prior to the hearing.
Are you looking for finding of facts for both violations?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll make a finding of fact for 1812A and 9-305A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 22, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 26010665, case address 1531 Northwest 8th Avenue, owner Benno Holdings LLC, posted at property 42226, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Senior Officer Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 26010665, address 1531 Northwest 8th Avenue. This case was first cited January 23, 2026 for the following violations. 18-1, complied. Violation 18-12 parentheses A. There is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its swell. Violation 47-20.20 parentheses H. There are parking facilities that are not maintained at this property. The asphalt is faded and there are oil stains. Violation 9-280 parentheses B. There are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained. There are stains on the interior ceiling of possible water leak. A pre-hearing inspection conducted on May 11, 2026, and the violations remain as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days for violation 18-12A and 56 days for violation 47-20.20 parentheses H and 9-280 parentheses B, or a daily fine of $100 per violation per day thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city's uncontested. If the violation exists, the respondent will be given 10 days for 1812A or face fine of $100 a day, 56 days for the remaining two violations or face fine of $100 a day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, page 23, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 25120588, case address 5734 Northeast 18th Terrace, owner 2018-3 IH Borrower LP, in care of Invitation Homes, posted at property 42726, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Inspector Kendrick presenting for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case and address as read. This property was first cited on 12/24/2025 for the following violation. Violation 9-308 parentheses A. There's multiple broken roof tiles and missing tiles. The roof is not being maintained in a good repair and is not it's not weather or watertight. Violation 9-308, parentheses B, the roof is stained and or dirty. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/6/2026, and the property remains in violation as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 56 days for violation 9-308, parentheses A, and 56 days for violation 9-308, parentheses B, or a daily fine of $100 per day for each violation thereafter.
How much was 308A? Was it 56? Or?
Yes, both of them
Both
are
56?
56 days. Yes, sir.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city's uncontested that two violations exist. Both violations will be given 56 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 per day per violation.
Next case, page 24, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 25120594, case address 5990 Northeast 18th Avenue, owner 18 Cypress Creek LLC, posted at property 42726, posted at Winnie's Broward 42926.
Inspector Kendrick with the City of Fort Lauderdale presenting a case and address as read. This property was first cited on 12/20/2025 for the following violations. Violation 47-20.20, parentheses H. There are parking facility that is not maintained at this RMM 25 zone property. Violation 47-34.1.8.1. There is illegal land use and outdoor storage occurring at this RMM 25 zone property. Violation 9-280, parentheses B. There are building parts which are deteriorated and is not being maintained. Violation 9-280C. The exterior walkways has not been maintained. Violation 9-280G has complied. Violation 9-280, parentheses H, parentheses 1 is complied. Violation 9-305A is complied. Violation 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not maintained in a well-kept appearance. There's areas of dead and missing ground cover. Violation 9-306, the exterior building walls has not been maintained. There's area of the exterior wall that has stained and missing peeling paint. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/7/2026, and the property remains in violation as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 91 days for violation The city is requesting 91 days for violation 47-20.20.H, 10 days for violation 47-34.1.8.1, 91 days for violation 9-280B, 91 days for violation 9-280C, 91 days for violation 9-305B, and 91 days for violation 9-306, or a daily fine of $100 per day for each violation thereafter.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city's uncontested that the violations exist. The respondent will be given 10 days for 47-34-1A1. For the remaining violations, each of the violations will be given 91 days to come into compliance or face fine of $100 per day per violation.
Next case, page 25, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 26010022, case address 620 North Federal Highway, owner 6200 North Federal LLC, posted at property 42726, posted at Winnie's Broward 42926.
Inspector Kendrick presenting for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case and address as read. This property was first cited on January 6, 2026 for the following violation. Violation 15-28 has complied. Violation 47-19.9.8.5.8. There's items placed on the property outside of the building/restaurant, included but not limited to chairs and tables, used as outdoor dining. This business has not obtained a necessary permit/approval for the City of Fort Lauderdale. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on 5/11/2026, and the property remains in violation as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 28 days for violation 47-19.9.8.5.8, or a daily fine of $100 per day thereafter.
They get compliance by getting the approval to do this?
So they can get compliance by removing it,
Removing it,
or
obviously.
also getting their permit.
Is it an administrative process to get approval, or does it go to the commission, or what's it have to do?
The zoning, they have to go through zoning to get approved for the outdoor dining.
Okay.
So, and in 28 days, they can either obtain a permit. If the permit is not issued within them 28 days, they have to remove it and
Yeah, I got
not
it.
replace it until the
Put it
permit
back
is
out when
approved.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. The respondent will be given 28 days to come into compliance for 47199A5A or face fine of $100 a day.
Next case, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 26010583, case address 5151 Northeast 15th Terrace. This case is closed.
Closed.
Next case, page 26, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26030190, case address 1517 Northeast 17th Terrace, owner Happy Seahorse LLC, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Leonard Champagne for the city for case number CE 26030119, 1517 Northeast 17th Terrace. This was cited on 5/3/5/2026 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental without the required vacation rental certificate from the city of Fort Lauderdale. The violations contest beyond the 24-hour compliance period provided in the civil citations reference, CE 26030097. This violation is considered transient in nature. Therefore, this case will be presented to the special magistrate regardless of compliance prior to the scheduled hearing date. The city will request the imposition of the fine of $1,000 per day for each day the property was found to be in violation. The following dates were found to be in violation: 3/5/26, 3/6/26, 3/9/26, 3/10/26, 3/11/26, 3/12/26, 3/13/26, 3/16/26, 3/17/26, and 3/18/26, for a total of 10 violations at $1,000 apiece, would equate to $10,000. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested about the facts of the case and the violation. I'll impose a $10,000 fine.
Next case, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26040050, case address 6541 Northeast 20th Avenue, owner Kai Statler and Lauren Schmid, posted at property 42126, posted at 1 East Broward 42926.
Leonard Champagne for the city of Fort Lauderdale for CE 26040050, 6541 Northeast 20th Avenue. This property was cited on 4/2/26 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental without the required vacation rental certificate from the city of Fort Lauderdale. The violations continue beyond the 24-hour compliance period provided in the civil citation reference, CE 26031324. This violation is considered transient in nature. Therefore, this case will be presented to the special magistrate regardless of the compliance prior to the scheduled hearing date. The city will request the imposition of the fines in an amount of $1,000 per day for each day property was found to be in violation. The property was found to be in violation for 1 day, which was 4/2/2026. So a total of $100,000 fine. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
All right, I'll find that there's no sworn testimony of the city is uncontested regarding the violation. I'll impose a $1,000 fine.
Next case, page 27, Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 26030600, case address 1215 East Broward Boulevard, owner Megan Horst and Nadja Horst. This case was first cited 3/16/26 to comply by 3/16/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/1/26. City's requesting the full amount and a citation appeal was received.
Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case and address is read. This property was initially inspected on 3/16/26, and the following violations were observed. 15-272A, this property is operating as a vacation rental without the required vacation rental certificate from the city of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in the immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. A citation appeal was submitted. As of 5/7/26, the ads were online for 30-day minimum. The city is requesting a full amount of fines of $500 be imposed.
I'll find that there's notice sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the violation exists. The respondent will be fined $500.
Next case, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 26030097, case address 1517 Northeast 17 Terrace, owner Happy Seahorse LLC. This case was first cited 3/3/26 to comply by 3/3/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 3/18/26. The city is requesting a full amount and a citation appeal was received.
Leonard Champagne for the city of Fort Lauderdale for KCE 26030097, 1517 Northeast 17th Terrace, was cited on 3/3/2026 for 15270A. This property is operating as a vacation property without the required vacation rental certificate from the city of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is in transient in nature and results in an immediate fine of $500. Failed to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation, the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day. Until compliance is achieved, the city is requesting the full imposition of fines.
I'll find that there's notice sworn testimony of the city is uncontested the violation exists. I'll impose the $500 fine.
Next case, page 28, Inspector Alex Eugene, case number CE 26030843, case address 1128 North Victoria Park Road, owner 1114-1132 Progresso Victoria LLC. This case was first cited 3/19/26 to comply by 3/19/26. Two sections complied at $250 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/4/26. City requesting the full amount and a citation appeal was received.
Inspector Eugene presenting case and address as read. This property was first inspected on March 19, 2026, following a neighbor complaint of loud noise, and the following violations were observed. 17-7.1.a. There is amplified sound coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 25 feet from the property line after 10 p.m. 17-710a. There is non-amplified sound coming from this residential property that is plainly audible 25 feet from the property line after 10 p.m. A notice of hearing was posted on 4/24/26. These violations are considered transient in nature, thus constitutes an immediate civil penalty.
What is the non-amplified? Is that voices?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Okay, I find that there's notice. Sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. The video indicates both the amplified and non-amplified sound are audible more than 25 feet from the property line. I'll impose the fine of $250 for each case, each violation.
Next case, page 29, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 26030944, case address 210 Southwest 2nd Street, owner, The Restaurant People, LLC, in care of Tarpon Bend. This case was first cited 32226 to comply by 32226. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/6/26. City's requesting the full amount. A citation appeal was received.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 260300944 for the property located at 210 Southwest 2 Street. The case was first cited on March 22, 2026 for the following violation: 18-12A. There is trash, rubbish, and debris on the sidewalk and along the curb on the street. This violation is transient in nature. The city is seeking a one-time fine of $500 for violation 18-12A due to the transient nature of the violation.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, the violation exists. I'll impose the fine of $500.
Next case, Inspector David Goodrum, Jr., Wanda Aquavella, presenting case number CE 26031202, case address 1035 Northwest 5th Avenue, owner St. Louis. This case was first cited 32826 to comply by 32826. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/12/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and a citation appeal was received.
Wanda Aquavella for the city. Case and address is read. This property was initially inspected on 3/28/26, and the following violation was observed: 15-272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in the immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. A citation appeal was submitted. As of 5/11/26, the ads are still online. The city is requesting the full amount of fines be imposed.
All right, I'll find that there's notice, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, that the violation exists. I'll impose the fine.
Next case, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 26030672, case address 200 Southwest 2nd Street, owner William Burke and Alan Burke. This case is being rescheduled. Next case, page 32, Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 25110526, case address 1649 Northeast 8th Avenue, owner Lyron Allen. This case was first heard 1/29/26 to comply by 2/13/26. One section complied at $1,000 for a total of $4,000. City is requesting the full amount.
That was 1649? All right. Wanda Aquavella for the city, case CE 25110526, address 1649 Northeast 8th Avenue. This case was first heard on 1/29/26. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct the violation of this property by 2/13/26. At this time, the violation is in compliance. The property was inspected 4 times since the fines began to accrue. The city verified that the property was in violation during the following days: 2/18/26, 2/25/26, 3/11/26, and 4/2/26. The city is requesting the amount of fines to be imposed of $4,000.
All right, I'll find there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. Sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the violation is now in compliance but was not for 4 days. I'll impose the $4,000 fine.
Next case, Inspector Wanda Aquavella, case number CE 26030889, case address 3200 Northeast 26th Street, owner 3200 Northeast 26th Street, LLC. This case was first cited 3/20/26 to comply by 3/20/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/4/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and no appeal was received.
Case and address is read. Wanda Aquavella for the city. This property was initially inspected on 3/20/26 by Inspector Mesa. The following violation was observed: 15-272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in the immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and an imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until compliance is achieved. Case number CE 2603-0981 was opened, and at the 4/30/26 hearing, the special magistrate imposed those fines of $2,000. A citation appeal was not submitted. The city is requesting the full amount of fines be imposed, $500.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested, that the violation exists. I'll impose the fine of $500.
Next case, page 33, Inspector Leonard Champagne, case number CE 2603-0533, case address 2600 Northeast 30th Street, owner Monica Jean and Peter LaFonce. This case was first cited 3/12/26 to comply by 3/12/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 3/27/26. City's requesting the full amount. No appeal was received.
What are we doing?
Well, yeah, we still have to present, like we have for all of them, we still have to present. There still has to be competent, substantial evidence. Yeah.
We did, because I made that mistake the first day. Yeah, right. No, yeah, right. If they pay the
Leonard Champagne for the City of Fort Lauderdale, CE 26030533, 2600 Northeast 30th Street. Property was cited on 3/12/2026 for 15272A. This property is operating as a vacation rental property without the required vacation rental certificate from the City of Fort Lauderdale. This violation is transient in nature and results in an immediate fine of $500. Failure to comply within 24 hours will subsequently result in the issuance of a notice of violation and the imposition of a daily fine of $1,000 per day until ordinance is achieved. The city is requesting full imposition of the fine.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County, sworn testimony of the city of, there's no appeal. And the sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. I'll impose the fine of $500.
Next case, page 35, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 25080739, case address 1821 Southwest 23rd Terrace, owner Randall Andrew Adams. This case was first heard 12/11/25 to comply by 12/26/25. Two sections complied at $50 per day, $1,100 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case number CE 25080739 for the property located at 1821 Southwest 23rd Terrace. At the magistrate hearing on December 11th, 2025, Magistrate Flynn ordered 15 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter per violation. Section 18-1 complied on January 6, 2026. Section 9-304B complied on January 6, 2026. All violations were complied as of January 6, 2026. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on April 23, 2026. The city is requesting the full imposition of the fines.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County, sworn testimony of the city is uncontested that the property is currently in compliance but was not within the time given. I'll impose the fine.
Next case, also page 35, Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 26030945, case address 214 Southwest 2nd Street, owner Second City Entertainment Company. This case was first cited 3/22/26 to comply by 3/22/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/6/26. The city is requesting the full amount and no appeal was received.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 260300945 for the property located at 214 Southwest 2nd Street. The case was first cited on March 22, 2026 for the following violation, 18-12A. There is trash, rubbish, and debris on the sidewalk and along the curb on the street. This violation is transient in nature. 9-306 was withdrawn. The city is seeking a one-time fine of $500 for violation 18-12A due to the transient nature of the violation.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County sworn testimony of the city's uncontested. I'll impose the fine.
Next case, page 36, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 26030286, case address 721 Northwest 2nd Avenue, owner City Flats LLC. This case is now closed. Next case, Inspector Robert Kroc, case number CE 26031059, case address 1730 Northeast 23rd Avenue, owner KR Management LLC. This case was first cited 32426 to comply by 32426. 3 sections complied at $250 for a total of $250. Appeal deadline was for 8/26. The city is requesting the full amount and no appeal was received.
Okay, but the inspector's gone, so I guess we'll have to roll it over. We'll have to roll it over again.
We don't
have
have
to
any sworn
present our
testimony.
evidence.
This case will be rescheduled.
Yep.
Next case, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 26030160, case address 401 North Birch Road, owner Anna Alvarez Cuffia. This case is being rescheduled. Next case, page 37, Inspector Rachel Moore, case number CE 24110523, case address 2837 Southwest 3rd Street, owner Herman Myers and Eric Smith and all others. This case was first heard at 6/26/25 to comply by 8/28/25. There are 2 suspensions noted on the agenda. 2 sections comply at $50 per day, $9,850 accrued. The city is requesting no fines.
All right, so ordered.
Next case, page 39, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 25100830, case address 2820 Northwest 22nd Street, owner Cheryl Wright. This case was first heard at 1/13/26 to comply by 1/28/26. 2 sections complied at $50 per day, $1,500 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Anybody here to testify?
Nope.
All right.
No, because these are just the regular Masseys as opposed to the citation, so the violation's already been found. So that's why they're a little bit different.
All right, run that by me again? I'm sorry. These are regular Masseys?
Right, these are regular Masseys, so the finding
So you're
of-
you're reading into the record the fact they haven't complied with the order?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County sworn testimony. It's not sworn, but anyway, the testimony clearly indicates that the order has been complied with. I certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 25080700, case address 312 Southwest 16th Street, owner 312 Southwest 16th LLC. This case was first heard 12/11/25 to comply by 2/26/26. 4 sections complied at $100 per day, $12,000 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record indicates the order has been complied with. I certify the fine.
Next case, page 41, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 25100037, case address 629 Riviera Isle Drive, owner 629 Southeast Riviera Drive LLC. This case was first heard 1/13/26, complied by 1/23/26. 1 section not complied at $100 per day, $10,900 accrued. 1 section not complied at $500 per day, $54,500 accrued, for a total of $65,400. And the city is requesting the full amount. The fines continue to accrue.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County's. Record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector Karen Proto, case number CE 25080778, case address 2510 Northwest 23rd Avenue, owner Rock Island Oaks Homeowners Association, Inc. This case was first heard 1/13/26, complied by 2/12/26. 1 section not complied at $50 per day, $4,550 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
I find there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects that the order has been complied with. I certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector Rafael Santos, case number CE 25100206, case address 1229 Miami Road, numbers 1 through 6, owner Neapoli LLC. This case was first heard at 113.26 to comply by 128.26 and 210.26. One section not complied at $100 per day, $9,100 accrued. One section complied at $100 per day, $1,300 accrued for a total of $10,400. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
All right, I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, page 42, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 250702229, case address 720 Northwest 20th Avenue, owner Progressive Industries LLC. This case was first heard 11/6/25 to comply by 12/11/25. One suspension from 11/19/25 to 4/30/26. Three sections complied at $150 per day, $40,950 accrued, and the city is requesting the full amount.
I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify it.
Next case, page 43, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 250800138, case address 331 Southwest 31st Avenue, owner 331 Southwest 31st Avenue Land Trust. This case was first heard 12/11/25 to comply by 129/26. One section not complied at $50 per day, $5,150 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County sworn testimony of the city. The record reflects that the order has not been complied with. I'll certify it.
Next case, page 45, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 250900646, case address 924 Northwest 24th Avenue, owner Hector J. Santiago. This case was first heard at 113.26 to comply by 120.26 and 210.26. Four sections not complied at $50 per day, $20,000 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector Elijah Johnson, case number CE 250700944, case address 440 Northwest 15th Avenue, owner Lori Bush and James Bush. This case was first heard 12/11/25 to comply by 2/26/26. One section not complied at $50 per day, $7,500 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I'll find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, page 46, Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 250900685, case address 1022 Northeast 2nd Avenue, owner L&H Development Group LLC. This case was first heard 113.26 to comply by 123.26. One section not complied at $100 per day, $10,900 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 250800425, case address 5405 Northeast 22nd Terrace, owner David Knezovich Estates. This case was first heard at 113.26 to comply by 123.26 and 128.26. Two sections not complied at $100 per day, $21,300 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify it.
Next case, Inspector Shaquan Kendrick, case number CE 241000018, case address 1011 Northwest 49th Street, owner Troy G. Schloss. This case was first heard 11/19/25 to comply by 2/26/26. One section not complied at $50 per day, $3,750 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County sworn testimony. The city is uncontested. The order hasn't been complied with, so certified.
Next case, page 49, Inspector Jessica Martinez, case number CE 240700683, case address 515 Northeast 4th Street, owner 515 Inc. This case was first heard at 113.26 to comply by 210.26. One section not complied at $100 per day, $9,100 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I'll certify the fine.
Next case, Inspector John Claude Noel, case number CE 251000871, case address 1120 Northeast 15th Avenue, owner Lomar Acquisitions LLC. This case was first heard at 113.26 to comply by 123.26 and 210.26. 2 sections not complied at $100 per day, $20,000 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
I find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I certify the fine.
Next case, page 51, Inspector Guy Siderman, case number CE 25050572, case address 913 Northwest 12th Avenue, numbers 1 and 2, owner Patrick Angledon. This case was first heard at 11/19/25 to comply by 129/26. One section not complied at $100 per day for a total of $10,300. One section complied at $100 per day for a total of $400. Grand total $10,400, and the city is requesting the full amount.
Find that there's notice in accordance with Massey versus Charlotte County. The record reflects the order has been complied with. I certify the fine.
Next case, page 52. Inspector Bovary Xantis, Pat Gavin presenting case number CE 24060407, case address 1606 Northwest 15th Avenue, owner Dorothy A. Davis and Montrose Hollinger and all others. This case was first heard 11/19/26 to comply by 129/26. One suspension from 2/26/26 to 4/30/26. 2 sections not complied at $50 per day, $4,000 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting for Officer Xantus, case and address as read. This case was first heard on November 19, 2025. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct violations at this property by January 29, 26. On February 26, the magistrate granted a 63-day extension and an order to reappear. The violations at this property have still not been brought into compliance. 2 violations have been non-compliant for 40 days with a fine of $50 per day for a total of $4,000 currently due. The property owner is working with the city to complete the work and is requesting an extension of 91 days with a stay of fines during that time. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines in the amount of $4,000 with a stay of additional fines for the next 91 days.
Yeah, what I'll do
Well,
is
the 4,000 was already done.
I'll grant the extension, I'll stay the fines, and then they'll have to deal with the fines when they come into compliance. All right, again, I'll extend the time through August 11th. I'll stay the fines during that period of time. Do you want another order to reappear? Order to reappear? No? Okay.
No? Okay.
Next case, also page 52. Inspector Matthew Flesher, case number CE 26030942, case address 200 Southwest 2nd Street, owner William Burke and Alan Burke. This case was first cited 3/22/26 to comply by 3/22/26. One section complied at $500 for a total of $500. Appeal deadline was 4/6/26. The city is requesting the full amount, and no appeal was received.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case number CE 26030942 for the property located at 200 Southwest 2nd Street. The case was first cited on March 22, 2026 for the following violation: 18-12A. There is trash, rubbish, and debris on the sidewalk and along the curb on the street. This violation is transient in nature. The city is seeking a one-time fine of $500 for violation 18-12A due to the transient nature of the violation.
I'll find that there's notice. Sworn testimony of the city is uncontested. I'll pose the fine of $500.
Next case, page 53, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 23060482, case address 640 Northwest 21st Terrace, owner Joan Lydia Braverman. This is to vacate the order imposing fine and to release the lien.
And you know I always ask, why are we vacating the order?
That's why I stay here. Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. After going back through this case, we found several irregularities. Several of the violations were cited under the wrong code.
Okay.
And there was no evidence to support in the file. There's no evidence to support one of them, so we just decided to vacate it.
That sounds good. Okay, I'll vacate the order and release the lien.
Thank you.
Our next case, Inspector Bernstein Sainbert, case number Matthew Flesher presenting case number CE 24030623, case address 1620 West State Road 84, owner William C. Post, number 36, American Legion, Inc. This case was first heard 8/29/24 to comply by 1/30/25. There are several suspensions noted on the agenda. One section not complied at $100 per day, $19,100 accrued, and the fines continue to accrue.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case and address as read. The following violation remains: 47-34.1.A.1 illegal land use. The notice of hearing was posted at the property, and the city is requesting a 56-day extension.
Special Magistrate Supervisor Brown, correction. The city would like to request a 91-day extension and mandatory reappearance, please.
Okay, do you want to suspend the fines during that period
Yes,
of time?
please.
All right, I'll extend the time for compliance to August 11th. The fines will be suspended during that period of time. They'll be in order to reappear on August 11th.
Magistrate will also need to add that we need to make this extension retroactive back to April 30th. This case should have been brought on the last agenda.
All right.
But it was not. We need to make it retro to April 30th.
The extension starts on April 30th.
Correct.
Well, 91 days from today. Or 91 days from April 30th?
Yes. I
Okay.
have that in my mind. Thank you.
Okay, so that's not actually August then,
Well,
right?
it'll be July 30th.
July 30th, okay.
Yes.
All right, and a notice to reappear.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
You're not going to have a hearing on the 30th.
So I'll have to read both of them.
The 23rd, so we'll have to make it actually 84 days. Is that okay, Amy?
It's okay with me.
84 days.
All right, so we're going back to April. We're going to extend it 84 days. It'll be set for, when's the hearing in July? July 23rd, and the fines will be
Thank you,
suspended
Lon.
during that period of time. There'd be no, order
Perfect.
to reappear.
And the next case, page 54, Inspector Bernstein Seinberg, Matthew Flesher presenting case number CE 24030628, case address 1620 West State Road 84, owner William C. Morris, post number 36, American Legion, Inc. This case was first heard at 9/26/24 to comply by 1/30/25. There are several suspensions noted on the agenda. One section not complied at $100 per day, $18,000 accrued. The city is requesting the full amount, and the fines continue to accrue.
This is Matthew Flesher for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case and address as read. The following violation remains: 47-34.1.A.1 illegal land use. The notice of hearing was posted at the property, and the city is requesting the same as the previous 84 days, retroactive, back to April 30th. And in order to reappear.
These properties are side by side, right?
Same address, but different parcel numbers.
Okay, so again, we noted for the record, I guess, 84 days from April, July hearing, notice to reappear, and suspend the fines during that period of time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our next case, page 56, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 25100962, case address 832 Northwest 2nd Street, owner Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County, Inc. This is to vacate the order imposing fine of $113.26, to vacate the final order of $113.26.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Senior Code Compliance Officer, presenting case and address as read. Excuse me. This case was first heard on January 13, 26. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city. The property owner was ordered to correct violations at this property by April 14th, and the city is requesting that the violations be vacated. There was only one violation still that was not in compliance, and it was just gravel.
Okay.
And we've decided to waive it.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll vacate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, Inspector Rachel Moore, case number CE 25010552, case address 363 West Dayton Circle, owner Tammy Morgan. This case is being rescheduled.
Okay, thank you.
The city is requesting to enter pages 57 and 58 into today's hearing as an exhibit. It is the city's list of compliant, closed, withdrawn, and rescheduled cases.
So ordered.
And this concludes the special magistrate hearing agenda for Tuesday, May 12th, 2026.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your help.